Blog Talk Radio.
Here we go. Blast off.
This is True Capitalist Radio. True Capitalist Radio.
I am your host, the man they call Ghost.
The badass of business.
Give him capitalism or give him death.
That's it. Period.
Broadcasting from his Skyline office studios in beautiful downtown Austin, Texas.
You sound fruitier than a box of Fruit Loops, for Christ's sake.
And now, he'll take it from here. Your host, the prognosticator of prognosticators, the man they call Ghost.
How's it going, folks? And thank you for tuning in with me to another edition of the True Capitalist Radio broadcast. And, of course, I am your host, the man they call Ghost. And once again, folks, I want to thank you very much for tuning in with me. This is episode number 392. Number 392 for all the folks that are keeping track of the True Capitalist Radio broadcast. And before we get into anything else, I'd like for everybody to please spread it around like wildfire and let everybody know that True Capitalist Radio is in effect and in the house, and we are live every Monday through Friday, 4 p.m. Central Standard Time, right here on the official website of the True Capitalist Radio broadcast. It is blogtalkradio.com/ghost. That's blogtalkradio.com/ghost, all right? And once again, if you haven't already done so, please follow me on Twitter, all right? The official Twitter is PoliticsGhost. All one word, no underscores. PoliticsGhost is the name to follow on Twitter, folks. Now, I know you all expected a show on Friday. I had to honor our Veterans Day, folks. I think it's a holiday that is not appreciated enough. Let's put it that way. And I feel as though, as much as I wanted to do a Baller Friday last Friday, I felt that it's more important to put a point of emphasis on the men and women who go out and sacrifice to literally serve to protect truth, justice, and the American way. And that's why yours truly wasn't on for the broadcast on Friday. So I want to say first and foremost a personal belated Veterans Day, happy Veterans Day to all the veterans out there. And of course, those that are actually serving. You guys are the reason why yours truly can continue to say the things that he wants to say and have the political perspective that he has and has the freedom of speech to be able to convey these ideas over this fiber optically connected world that we call the internet. Now, once again, I want to say thank you very much to each and every veteran out there. Now, let's go ahead and get to the markets right away because I want to get the markets over with, and what I'd like to do is talk about how, once again, we're in a helter-skelter situation, folks, as it relates to this investment community. I have said this time and time again. I think that these investors don't know their ass from their elbow. They don't know what the hell's going on here. I don't like the trend of all this, what is it going to be? Is it the 8th day? I think it's the 8th consecutive day of positive numbers on the Dow. We're witnessing all-time highs on the Dow Jones Industrial. And in my personal opinion, folks, it's like that freaky alien guy in Star Wars. It's a trap! It's a damn trap, folks. Now, don't get me wrong. There's a lot of pattern trading to be had out here, but at the same time, I would like to remind you that once these fools, and I'm talking these idiots in the stock market, these investment community imbeciles, once they start seeing any kind of positivity on the board, any kind of high percentage movement on the board for any stock, These damn investors go to it like a goddamn hyenas to just a rotting deer carcass or a rotting caboose carcass. I don't know. I'm not some animal expert. Whatever the hell the hyenas eat, I know they eat anything for Christ's sake, and they laugh about it too. But that's how the investment community is in today's stock market. I mean, these people are literally, when they see any kind of movement, folks, I mean, it doesn't matter if a stock goes up or down. At some point in time, there's no more dips. There's no more waves. There's nothing. There's flat line. I mean, take a look at the majority of stocks that actually increase today, and the majority of them eventually flatline because the volume on these stocks get astronomical. Because as I stated, folks, the only people investing in this community or in this market are the big, heavy money managers, the hedge fund managers, the mutual fund managers, all right, the ETF managers. Everybody's a manager on Wall Street, man. I mean, this is not the independent investor, and that's why I am trying to encourage, especially now that Donald Trump is elected president, folks, we all need to become capitalistic. And our lives, the way we see things economically, politically, and socially should be more emphasized in a capitalist mindset, folks. Now, the reason I say this is because it's through capitalism it's the only system that allows one to carve out their own destiny based on their own individual prowess, their own individual ambition, and their own individual wishes. Whatever you wish, you can make it into reality. Now, a good case in point, I did watch the UFC fight this past Saturday. I mean, it's actually getting better. I've actually been really critical in the past of UFC and that sort of thing. I think that the sport has evolved. I like fighting sports. I'm a big boxing fan. And I watched the Conor McGregor fight, and spectacular fight. I mean, seriously, picked apart Alvarez like it was no big deal. But what I wanted to talk about in relation to what I'm saying here about making your dreams reality. Conor McGregor, when he was interviewed in the post-fight interview with Joe Rogan after he beat Alvarez, he said a lot of vulgarities and a bunch of stuff. But the last thing he said before the microphone was pulled from his mouth was, look at this. Look at this. I dreamt this into reality. And that's what Conor McGregor said. I dreamt this into reality. He was basking in his success. Now, I'd like for you all to know that the reason that this guy is able to conquer every obstacle that's before him is because he believes. And that's why I try to put a point of emphasis of belief whenever I talk on this broadcast in relation to capitalism. I mean, you need to believe in yourself. You need to believe in your abilities. And if you have no abilities, you need to believe that you can obtain them. I mean, you can obtain abilities at any time, folks. All you have to do is just take the initiative to do so. And that's why I just want to put that as a point of emphasis. If you take a look at Conor McGregor's his path to success and how he's become this spectacular, larger-than-life figure, this man now holds two different belts in two different weight divisions at the same time, which, it's kind of a big deal, I mean, there's not too many fighters that have done it, and those that have done it, they haven't been very successful thereafter. You know what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is that Conor McGregor believes in himself. He believes in his ability. He genuinely believes it, not narcissistically. You see, you have to understand there's a fine line between believing in yourself and being a narcissistic idiot, all right? A narcissistic idiot is when some moron believes in himself when he has no initiative into conjuring up the belief into reality. This is just somebody that,
you know what, I'm going to make it happen, and I know I am, and if I put a lot of positivity into it, it will happen to me.
Now, right there in that statement, it will happen to me. That's the difference between a capitalist that believes in themselves. That's a difference between somebody that actually believes in their ability. That's the difference between capitalists and everybody else. Everybody else who's out there believes that something will happen to them. You know what I'm saying? Something. will happen to them. Nothing's going to happen to you. If you're going to sit there and wait for something to happen to you, you're going to be waiting a long goddamn time. Why don't you go ask all the other people that have been waiting for something to happen to them? I mean, let me tell you something. I talk to these people. Just go to your nearest bar, all right? And anybody who's sitting at the bar area, they'll tell you that story. I'm waiting for something to happen. I'm waiting for it to happen. I know it'll happen. I'm waiting for it to happen. Give me a damn break. First of all, I got a lot of Irish people now. I know I got a lot of listeners in Ireland. These people are like, hey, these Irish ghosts. What are you talking about? He kicked his arse because he was Irish? All right. Much props to the Irish. I know y'all kick some ass. As a matter of fact, I actually watch Irish television to watch my sports. Not to get off the subject. But anyway, you need to believe in yourself is what I'm saying, folks. And that's why I even just brought that up into consideration, and that's why each and every one of us as capitalists, we don't wait for anyone or anything to happen to us. We're not these people at the bar that are, lining up shots, shooting, one shot, one beer, and anything else that, they can conjure up, and wallowing in their sorrows, hoping that something will happen. You see, don't wait for something to happen to you. Don't wait for something to happen to you. You know what capitalists do? We go out and make things happen. That's the difference. Why do you think Trump won this election, folks? He's a capitalist. He's a capitalist. He's a goddamn capitalist. And he makes things happen. He wanted to run for president. And let me tell you something. When he tried to run for president or at least entertained the idea for running for president in 2012, I was a little critical. Well, I was a little bit critical of him at the time because I thought that his celebrity was outlustering Mitt Romney's dumb magic wonder pants Mormon worshiping ass, and I thought that maybe that could have been a contributing factor on why Obama could have potentially, and he did, win the election. Unfortunately, it didn't have anything to do with that. It had everything to do with Romney not campaigning the last month of the freaking campaign. That's what lost him the damn election. Anyway, regardless, I was a little bit critical at the time, but let me tell you, when he went full-fledged president, I wasn't on the broadcast. I was in my hiatus, having a good time, living my life, hoping everything will go away. You know what I mean? Hoping everything will go away, hoping, that America will come to its senses, and it wasn't going to do it. And then when I saw Donald Trump run for president, I was like, oh, man, look at this. He's finally done it. The old Donald, he's done it. And then not only did he run for president, but the rhetoric that the man had been saying was literally things that I had been saying verbatim in 2008, 2009, 2010, 2011. And if you folks don't believe me, you could go back in the archive and look it for yourself. All of the damn episodes are time-dated and stamped. blogtalkradio.com/ghost. I started hearing that, hey, we should have taken the oil. I mean, that's something I've been saying since 2008. I was livid. I couldn't understand why America forgot about that. America forgot that we were going to go into Iraq. We were going to take control of the oil. We were either going to just give ourselves oil. And this is what I thought, that we were just going to give ourselves as a country oil and literally bring down oil prices and gas prices down to the way it used to be back in the 80s, like, 75 cents, 80 cents, 90 cents a gallon, and we were going to knock it off the tab of the Iraqi or newly elected Iraqi government because of all the American tax dollars and blood and death that America sacrificed to liberate these Iraqi people. But that didn't happen. That didn't happen, and nobody talked about it. I screamed about it. You can look back in the archive, 2008, 2009. I was doing this, and nobody said anything about it. So when I heard Trump say it, I was like, oh, my God. He's listening to the show, baby. Or at least Donnie Jr., Eric, somebody's listening to the show, baby. I guarantee it. Then he starts saying, hey, wait a minute. Why don't we go ahead and renegotiate these trade deals? I'm like, good God, are you kidding me? I couldn't believe it. Verbatim what I've been saying. Verbatim. And then he started saying capitalist ideas. And then he started understanding that we needed to just make America America again. Make the economics of America based upon production as opposed to, service-dependent industries. Opening up our energy production so that not only could we bring down the cost of energy as our country and become energy independent from OPEC and all these other freaking bloodthirsty idiots, but we could also become producers of energy on the world market. I mean, Trump is going to bring down taxes for the entrepreneur so that we can have small businesses again. I mean, he's going to repeal Obamacare. You see, when Trump repeals Obamacare, you don't understand how many jobs, full-time jobs, that is going to open up again. It is going to open up a whole array. That's the only reason why, if you're going out in the workforce and you're not skilled, that's why the only jobs that you can find out here are under 40 hours. Because if you are 40 hours, you are a full-time worker. And if you're a full-time worker, your employer is obligated to fund your Obamacare or health care or health insurance, which is one of the most unconstitutional things I've ever heard in my life. But, of course, hey, these liberals, they wanted to federally mandate a monopoly, and that's exactly what Obamacare is. It is a federally mandated monopoly of the health insurance industry. Why do you think all these Obamacare health insurance people are like, I'm abandoning, I'm out of here, I'm getting out of here? And in some of these markets, they only have 2 health insurance options. All right, in some states, I'm serious, they only have 2 health insurance options. Why is that? Because they have a monopoly. They know that you are going to be forced through the threat of federal coercion to purchase health insurance. And this is what, I can't believe, first of all, this passed. Secondly, I can't believe that there's people actually debating still for this or to keep this. This is actually doing something for the country. Anyway, I'm digressing, folks. Let's go ahead and get to the markets here, man. Helter-skelter stock market. I think it's a trap, folks. All right? I think, at any point the damn stock market could come free-falling. I really can't tell you when that's going to happen. I personally think at the very least, if this market's going to stretch itself out until the next Federal Reserve announcement, then that's probably going to be the tipping point. Because if you listen, or if you read, I should say, the Federal Reserve minutes that were put out the previous minutes release time, they talked about not when to increase interest rates, but how much. There were some board governors on the Federal Reserve that were talking about raising interest rates as high as 5-10% freaking percent. And listen, that's why I'm saying that right there could cause a Great Depression. That's what happened during the Great Depression. And I've talked about this several times, so, if you want to hear that story, go back a couple episodes. But raise interest rates 5-10 points at this time is completely financially and economically irresponsible. Look at this economy, for heaven's sake. It is literally, I wouldn't even say, some people would use the term anemic. I'd say it's bulimic. I say it's bulimic because, anytime we get money into the country, what do? We throw it up back into China, or we throw it up back into Mexico, or we throw it up back into some other country, and we don't allow that money that we feed ourselves to circulate within our system. Freaking economic bulimia is what we're freaking. I'm serious. I'm not joking around.
FiOS is not cable. We're wired differently, which means you can get the fastest internet available with equal upload and download speeds from 50 to 500 megs. So you can upload 200 photos before your favorite song is finished. Click the ad and switch to FiOS today to get our best offer ever.
Anyway, I don't believe in these markets, folks. I'm just pattern trading, day trading, gaining liquidity. I personally believe you want to be sitting on cash when the market starts free-falling. And it's not just going to be the stock market, folks. It's going to be the real estate market. Every kind of market you can anticipate. These big, huge asset bubbles are going to come tumbling down. I mean, listen, let's go to the Dow, okay? Okay, it was up today. It was up modestly. It wasn't up the 200-plus points that we've been seeing for the past several days, okay? Dow Jones is up modestly, all right? It was up 21.03 points, all right? Percentage increase of 0.11%, closing out the Dow Jones Industrial at 18,868.69 points for the Dow Jones Industrial. I mean, come on, give me a goddamn break. 18,868.69 points for the Dow Jones Industrial. On what? On what? It's not profit. I'll tell you that right now. It's not growth. It's not on a projected forecast. I don't understand what this is. And look, the only explanation is that because we've had all this printing of money, all these stimulus packages and quantitative easing and the twists and all these ridiculous fancy terms of printing out more and more money, okay? Because we have so many outstanding tendered currency notes outstanding, these people that are a part of the 1% or the upper middle class, they're trying to hold the money that they are obtaining because there's so much of it out here, and they got to hold it somewhere. They can't put it in a bank because banks don't pay anything. As a matter of fact, they freaking pay. You have to pay them just so you can take your goddamn money out. So, where are they going to go? They're going to go to the stocks. They're going to go to the real estate. They're going to go to the classic cars. They're going to go to, these really high valuable assets. And I strongly advise folks, all right, this is a pure bubble based upon all the money that has been printed out in the past, Jesus Christ, since 2000? I would say at least since 2000. Preferably within the last 8 years, because, there could have been steps that could have been done to prevent this, but all these idiots did in 2008, 2009 was set up another scheme to set up what happened in 2008, 2009 to happen again 8-9 years later. That's literally all that happened. It's a joke. Jesus Christ. Anyway, sorry, folks. I know I go off keister here, but this is our economy here, man. This is. Let's get back to financial fundamentals is what I'm talking about, folks. That's why I'm trying to tell people about capitalism. That's why I'm trying to tell people how to read the markets. That's why I'm trying to tell people that when you invest in the markets, understand what you're investing in, understand why it's going up and down. And right now, the reason it's so erratic is there's not that many people in it. If we had a whole bunch of independent investors in here, we would see a lot more peaks and valleys. We'd see a lot different patterns as it relates to the market because it wouldn't be as predictable per se because there would be so many people involved in it. But that's another story, another show. Let's get to the S&P 500, folks, okay? S&P 500 is down today 0.25%, a percentage decrease of 0.01%, closing out the S&P at 2,164.20 points for the S&P 500. Now, you see that right there? Now, why is the Dow Jones Industrial up and S&P 500 is down? And look at the NASDAQ. The NASDAQ is also down, folks, 18.72 points decrease on the day, a percentage decrease of 0.36%, closing out the NASDAQ at 5,218.40 points for the NASDAQ. This just proves what I've been saying. This is a helter-skelter market. These idiots don't know what they're doing. They don't know where to put their money. It's just more than obvious, man. That's why I'm not bullish on this market, man. I'm sorry. I am not bullish on this market. All right? I am a bear investor in this market. I never even thought I'd ever say that. I've always been a bullish trader. To be honest with you, my whole goddamn trading. I've been a bullish trader. And, when you're a bullish trader, you take risks. Sometimes, when you take risks, you lose on some of them, and you got to take it, and you got to learn from it, and you got to never, ever do it again. But right now, I think that there's so much goddamn uncertainty that I am a bear investor as it relates to this market. I don't trust it. I don't trust it one bit. I'm sorry. I think that this is This is a ruse here. I think they're setting us up. I think they're setting people up. I think that once the Federal Reserve comes out and says,
oh, yes, you know what we're going to do? We're going to raise the interest rate 10 points. All right? So, yeah, that's what you get, America. Here, enjoy your Trump.
I'm serious. I think that's what's going to happen. All right, or 5 points. It's either 5 or 10 points is going to be raised, and it's literally going to throw a goddamn wrench in a bulimic economy. No, it wouldn't be a wrench. It would be throwing a ham bone in a bulimic economy. You know what I mean? It'll be just stuck in the esophagus of our bulimic freak. I don't want to get into it, man. Anyway, let's get to the commodities, shall we? Now, we've got WTI sweet crude. Now, I mean, this is what's so stupid about the market. I'm telling you, goddamn investors are stupid. Look, folks, once again, you got Dow up, NASDAQ down, you got S&P down, okay? You go to the energy sector, right? You'd expect, well, you'd see down decreases in the energy sector. No, look at WTI sweet crude today, up 31 cents. A percentage increase of 0.71% increase on the day, closing out WTI sweet crude at $43.72 per barrel of WTI sweet crude. And, of course, WTI is the crude oil that's consumed by America. I mean, this doesn't even make any goddamn sense. But it's more proof that we're in a helter-skelter type of goddamn market up in here. I mean, you don't need any more proof than that. And let's go to Brent crude, folks, which is, of course, the crude oil that's consumed by Europe. It is down today a nickel. I mean, it doesn't matter. Anyway, a percentage decrease of 0.11%, closing out the Brent crude at $44.70 per barrel of Brent crude oil. Gasoline also down today. It is down 1.74%, decrease on the day. And Jesus Christ, did you see natural gas today? What's going on in natural gas? What the hell is going on in natural gas? Natural gas is up today, folks, 4.96% on the day. On the day, I'm telling you, that's a very volatile market. I really can't. I don't understand how to read that market. That's a very fickle market. I mean, you either feast or famine in this market. You know what I mean? I'm serious. I've been observing the natural gas charts, and I mean, I don't know what's going on with natural gas. I'm telling you. Anyway, got heating oil. It is down modestly today, 0.69%. Let's go to the metals, shall we? The metals. Let's get to the freaking metals. Metals have been tanking as of late, folks. Let me be honest with you. And the reason they've been tanking is because everybody wants to get paid in American dollars right now. And as I stated, folks, the American dollar is king right now. That's why I'm saying you have to be thinking about sitting on some damn cash. Because when the market goes down, that's when you want to go in, folks. I've been saying this time and time again. That's what made Warren Buffett a billionaire. All right? This idiot was sitting on cash. When everybody was leaving the market, Warren Buffett was like, okay, let me see. What do I want to buy out here in Omaha? Yeah, I'll pick that one. I mean, literally just had a field day, and he would hold those shares for about 10 to 15 years. He was a long-term investor, folks, and literally would make a fortune. I mean, what is he, the second billionaire, second richest man in the world? I mean, give me a break. Now, some of his later trades, we could, sit here and make a case that this guy was an insane. Let's not go there. Anyway, all I got to say is the 2008-2009 situation, he colluded with the government to make those billions, in my personal opinion. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, let's get to gold. I mean, these are low prices in metals. I personally believe these are very attractive prices. I'm definitely going out here, and I'm gonna start scooping up some metals, to be completely honest with you. I mean, I like these prices. Now, the only way they can go down lower is if the Federal Reserve does pull through with its plan. And look, we don't know if it is a plan or not. It just was alluded to in the Federal Reserve minutes released, the previous Federal Reserve minutes released. But if they don't, and let's just say they maybe raise interest rates maybe a half a point. I still see some pretty good headroom for gold and silver, and moreover, it is the traditional safe haven for economic uncertainty. So, I mean, in my personal opinion, these are nice buying prices, and I'm going to start buying as far as I'm concerned. Now, before I get into the prices of gold and silver, I do want to remind everybody that people are starting to recognize what I had alluded to past several shows, was that if you have a bank, you could literally go to your bank right now and, say, give them a $20 bill, give them a $50 bill, and say, hey, I'd like to have half dollars. Can you just give me this in half dollars? And they'll actually give it to you. And if you look through those, if you look through those half dollars, anything before 1972 to about anywhere from 1964 to 1965, to 1972, that's 40% silver. So right off the bat, that's a few dollars more than the face value. Okay. Secondly, if they are from before 64, all right, if they're half dollars before 64, those are 90% silver. And those are worth, I don't know, right now silver is kind of tanked here. They were worth, in some markets, as high as about $8 to $10 at this point. But now, with the tanking of silver, and silver really did tank today, it could be a little bit less. But that's just business. And look, the only reason I alluded to suggesting people to do that is because I want people to get into a capitalist mindset, man. I want people to realize that, hey, man, I got to make money. And look, there's honest ways to make money. I mean, you don't have to be an unscrupulous scumbag. You don't got to be screwing people. You see, the key is to become a capitalist, but to become somebody who's respectable. You don't want to be this capitalist that, you make a little money and then everybody hates you. I mean, everybody says, oh, this guy's or woman is a piece of crap. They ripped me off. They sold me crappy products. Or you don't want to be that. The key to being a very successful entrepreneur, the key to being a very successful capitalist is that if you are going to do business with people and you are going to be paid by people, that they appreciate your work, they appreciate your service, they repeat your service, they repeat your work. I mean, repetitive business is the crux to success. I mean, once you have repetitive business, they become your bread and butter or the base salary to yourself, okay? And let me tell you something right now. Those people will be the ones that give you the independence necessary for you to be self-sustaining. Regular customers, people that appreciate your service, people that appreciate your product. And when they come back to you, all new customers around those base customers are gravy. And that's how you make yourself successful, folks. All right? So anyway, let me go ahead and get to gold. All right? Gold is down today, $3.30. A percentage decrease of 0.27%. Closing out gold at $1,221 flat per troy ounce of silver. $1,221. Sorry, I mean, I'm looking at this. We were just looking at $1,300 troy ounce. It's kind of hard to read $1,200, almost $1,200 freaking gold price. You know what I mean? I mean, it's sick. It's unbelievable. Anyway, $1,221 even per troy ounce of gold. Let's go to silver. Silver, what a horrible day. It's been a horrible past several days for silver. I mean, last week we were almost approaching $19 per troy ounce of silver. Take a look today, all right? Silver down today, 47 cents. A percentage decrease of, get this, 2.72% decrease on the day. I mean, good God! Oh, my God. Closing out silver at $16.91 per troy ounce of silver. I mean, that is tragic. That is tragic. But I think these are buying opportunities, folks. Now, traditionally, under traditional financial mindset or perspective, I would traditionally hold about 10 to 15% of my holdings in the realm of metals, whether that be ETFs, whether that be actual physical metals itself, because you always want a hedge against any potential downfall. And when you have about 10 or 15% of your portfolio consuming in metal commodities, I would say along the 10% line. I'm saying 15% now because of the current investment climate. But, you know, I wouldn't go any more than that. I wouldn't be saying that, hey, you need to put your IRA under gold and all this crap. I think what you need to do is just make sure that you have some metals in your holdings that comprises at least 10%. I personally believe that from then on, you construct your portfolio based upon a variety of different streams of income. And it doesn't have to be exclusively stocks. I mean, part of your portfolio could be stocks. Of course, you want long-term investments. You want blue chips. You want dividend stocks. But your portfolio could consist of real estate properties. It could consist of actual businesses. It could consist of partnerships of businesses. It could consist of a whole bunch of things, man. I mean, you know, there's a variety of things that you can put in your portfolio. You know, I mean, let's say you know, your kid's got a rock band. You think he's kind of good. You know, you got a little bit of money. You know what I mean? Put your kid's rock band in your portfolio and put that kid to work. Say, hey, kid, you want to be a rock star? All right, look. I'm going to be on the horn here. I'm going to get you a freaking, you're going to have a gig a day for the next month, all right? Now get out there and work, go sell your ass. I'm serious. I'm not joking around. Everything has to be capitalism, folks, all right? Everything. Everything, for heaven's sake. Everything has to be capitalism. I mean, and the only reason is because that's what's going to give you the true freedom. That's what's going to give you the materialistic wish that you want, whether you want that car, whether you want that house, you know, whether you want gold jewelry, whether you want, you know, whatever it is. Money and capitalism is going to give you the experiences that you want. You know, everybody has dreams. Oh, I wish I was here, and, you know, I wish I could experience this. Money and capitalism and understanding how to obtain revenue in a capitalist mindset, that is what's going to get you whatever you wish to happen, your experiences, anything. But you see, folks, no one's going to give that to you. All right? No one's going to give that to you. You got to go and get it for yourself. And if you ain't going to get it for yourself, you can't blame anybody else but yourself. If you are unhappy with your life, you can't blame anybody else. You can't blame your mama. You can't blame your daddy. You can't blame the school system, even though the school system was a contributing factor to dumbing you down. But still, I mean, you had a library. I mean, this is what the school system will say. Hey, you had a library. You could have checked out books. You could have gone to the public library system. You could have read. You had access to computers. You had access to the internet. You had access to tutors. I mean, that's what they'll say. That's why they'll justify if you ever attempt to sit one of these bureaucrats in the public education system down. That's what they'll tell you. And they're right. I mean, to be honest with you, I mean, I hate to admit it. I mean, when the tools are there, when everything's there in your face, and you refuse to go and take the initiative to make yourself something, then you can't blame anybody but your goddamn self. So that's why I'm saying, folks, it doesn't matter how dumb you think you are at this point in time. And when I mean dumb, you know, there's a lot of people that give themselves self-doubt. That, I can't learn that, or I can't do that, or I can't, I've never known how to do that. Hey, you want to know why? Because you haven't taken the initiative to teach your goddamn self. And this is what gets me so, it's just furious, man, that I, as a individual, and let me tell you something, what I'm doing here, I'm going to be completely honest, is classic Thomas Jefferson liberalism. All right, I'm talking liberalism of John Locke, the liberalism of Montesquieu. All right, I mean the liberalism of these, Enlightenment thinkers. And what did they believe? They believed in giving people the knowledge. Because if you give people the knowledge, you create a better society. But the problem is that there's so much knowledge, so much information at this point in time, it can be used to manipulate a populace. It can be used to manipulate folks. It can be used to fashion the perspective of individuals into being appeased with simplicity. And that's what we are witnessing right now, right before our very eyes, for heaven's sake. Now, look, I know I'm supposed to go through these commodities markets. I'll start getting to them again. There's just so much goddamn stuff to talk about at this point in time. I gotta get to it, man. I got to get to it. Now, I may be hopping around in the way I guess wrote out the show in the description, but these Trump protesters, I mean, God damn it. God damn it. And let me tell you, I have said this on my Twitter. I mean, I have tweeted out the proof. These protests are not organic. They are funded by George Soros, Open Society, Ford Foundation, a whole variety of different nonprofit groups, MoveOn.org, Media Matters. I mean, I can go on and on. I mean, if you have not seen the Project Veritas videos exposing the deliberate and coordinated effort to stage violence and make it look like it was Bernie Sanders supporters at the Trump rally that was canceled during the Republican primary in Chicago by Bob Kramer and Scott Fovel, I mean, you need to go and research those yourself. You see what I'm saying, folks? This is what I'm telling you. All the information is out there. All of it. But for some reason, everybody is just appeased with just sitting back and looking at Facebook posts when most of them are a bunch of crap anyway. And did you hear Mark Zuckerberg? He actually had to say, well, no, that's not true. They're not all crap, lie news articles. And even if they are, I mean, they're not shaping the election. I mean, give me a break, dude. I mean, this is all people do. They don't read a goddamn thing, and even if they do, they don't absorb it. And there's a lack of reading comprehension out here. Anyway, folks, once again, these Trump protests are not organic. And if you could, we've seen a whole bunch of Craigslist ads in the gig section talking about $15 an hour to protest. I mean, and you got to think about it. Who would show up to these things? Individuals who are living in their mommy and daddy's basement. You know, your quintessential Bernie Sanders burnout. Your quintessential, D. Ray McKesson follower. These types of folks potentially living on entitlements, looking for disposable income, and this is a perfect opportunity to do so. That's why you see all these damn protests all over the country. All right? These are not organic protests. These are coordinated. These are paid for. I mean, there's been video evidence showing that they are being bussed in, for heaven's sake. There's video evidence of this crap. Just YouTube it up for yourself. And yet, you have this mainstream media continuously trying to portray this narrative that, oh, America's so broken. Oh, my God, look at the outcry and the rage of all the people that are against Donald Trump. And then when you hear them being interviewed, yeah, baby, I don't like Donald Trump. He a racist, baby. I care about my kids, baby, and he gonna take away from my kids, and he racist. And let me tell you something, we gonna get violent, baby. We gonna get violent, baby. I'm serious. I've heard this like 1,000 times. Yeah, we gonna get violent, baby. We gonna make a revolution, baby. We don't want Trump, baby. I mean, don't want Trump. You know, I remember, folks, gangster rap, in the 90s, 2000s. I mean, there were countless rappers who invoked Trump's name in their rap as a metaphorical reference to themselves being a bunch of, quote, ballers and rich bastards. And now all of a sudden, what, Trump has become an enemy? I mean, do you understand how easy it is to fashion your perspective for those that are susceptible to this, for those that are out there protesting, for those that are out there so emotional about this goddamn election? I mean, hey, look, all you idiots, especially you idiots out there now that are protesting, I guarantee you 90% of those idiots were out there protesting during the Bernie Sanders debacle, and they were out there saying this, this is what democracy looks like. What does democracy look like? This is what democracy looks like. You remember that stuff? It was because of this, folks, all right? I mean, these people are the same. They're in the same protest groups as we're seeing in these anti-Trump protests. And they were saying democracy this, democracy that. We just partook in a democratic process, you nimrods. We just took part in a democratic process, and now they're calling for the end of the democratic process. They're calling for the end of the voter. I'm serious. And, hey, thanks to the happy merchant, I'm going to go ahead and retweet. 67 times rappers dropped the name Donald Trump. Here it is right here. Thank you very much, sir. I'm telling you this right now. It's the hypocrisy. And let me tell you, I think black America, and I'm going to keep saying this. I don't care if I take flack for this. I am the only person out here I think on the internet and in media in general, that is calling out black people and saying one of two things. You either need to come out the closet as a whole community. Because, listen, look at all the black critics of Donald Trump. Look at all the black media folks. They're all homosexual. I mean, and not to say there's anything wrong with being homosexual. I don't care. But the problem is that these groups are starting to intertwine with each other. When you see gay is the new black posters being held up at Black Lives Matter rallies, I think that the black folk needs to take a step back and say, whoa, my brother, what do you know? Gay is the new black, baby. Gay is not the new black. Now, look, I'm going to tell you black folks something, all right? Gay is not the new black, all right? Gay people can clench their anus and not have it penetrated by flesh flutes, all right? Black folks cannot turn themselves white, all right? They can't pretend like, hey, you know what? Let's go ahead and be white. Let's go ahead and be bronze. Let's go ahead and look Greek-looking. You know, no, they can't do that. So this idea that gay is the new black, I mean, what a slap in the face to black strife. But you see, with all due respect, black folks, you are allowing this to happen. You are allowing the LGBT organizational outfit. I'm not talking about the people. Because, to be honest with you, most LGBT people, they just want to party and screw, and they don't really care. If they have the ability to party, screw, and do that within the safety of the confines of a certain demographical area, they could care less. All right, that's why they didn't really show up at the polls for Hillary Rodham. As a matter of fact, nobody showed up at the polls for Hillary Rodham Clinton, folks. You understand that? I mean, did you hear that? I think Bill O'Reilly, I think I heard him state these quotes, that only like close to 16 million black voters actually came out to vote. All right? Now, when Barack Obama was, running for president, 60 million black folks went out and voted. Okay? Now, that's a very hardcore statistic, not to mention that, for you folks that are out there, all right, you have to understand something. I'm sorry. I don't know if somebody's trolling me on here. There's no way that really happened. Can we confirm or deny this, that Donald Trump Jr. just said what's up to Ghost? Sorry, I got a little sidetracked. These trolls, I don't know, they do that to me. Anyway, listen. The bottom line is this, all right? Black Lives Matter needs to understand that I am not against black folks. As a matter of fact, I've proven throughout the variety of different lectures and my critiques of Black America that I know an abundant amount of Black history. I understand the Black strife. I am not ignorant of what has happened to Black folks in this country. But with that being said, I think that people need to understand that if you continuously say that you're being oppressed by the man, if you're being oppressed by society, then why is it that we are witnessing Black wealth being generated? Why is it that we have Black stars in the country? Not to mention, folks, I know people are crying racist. Van Jones on CNN said that, oh, that's racist. This was a white lash, all right? This was a white lash, for Christ's sake. And what the hell does that mean, a white lash? Like as if white people were punishing Black people by electing Trump? Most of the people that voted for Obama were white. And you want to know why Trump got elected? Because those same white folks that elected Obama felt abandoned. Those same Black folks felt abandoned. You understand that? I'm serious. I'm not joking around.
Fios is not cable. We're wired differently, which means you can get the fastest internet available with equal upload and download speeds from 50 to 500 megs. So you can upload 200 photos before your favorite song is finished. Click the ad and switch to Fios today to get our best offer ever.
So that's what I'm saying, man. I mean, just based on the numbers, all right? When Barack Obama was running for president, 60 million Black folks went out and voted for Barack. 16 million Black folks went out and voted in general. So that just goes to show you that Black folks are disenchanted. They felt like they have been had, they've been bamboozled, all right? So anyway, I don't know. I wish Black folks would realize that it's not Whitey, it's not the man. It's the man in the mirror. It's the people in the mirror that are being susceptibly, or how can I put this lightly without being, oh, yeah, that's horrible, Ghost. Why would you say that? You are being goofed into accepting the fact that Black strife is the same as the LGBT AIDS epidemic. I'm serious. I mean, and the sooner your Black folks wake up and realize that most of the Black leaders, most of the Black voices, I mean, seriously, most of the Black voices that I've been seeing on the media are homosexual. And look, I don't think there's anything wrong with that, but I know for a fact that brothers, that's why they call download brothers. They don't like to admit that they're homo. All right, that's why the term no homo. You ever heard that? Oh man, I'm going to do this, but no homo. That's where it comes from. The brothers. All right, the brothers. Anyway, folks, let me go ahead and take some radio or Twitter shout-outs. As a matter of fact, let me go ahead and take a drink. Give me my drink. Let's go ahead and get to some Twitter shout-outs, folks, all right, because I know I got a lot to talk about. I want to open up the phone lines, all right? I want to hear from you, all right? So let's go ahead and do it, all right? So what you need to do right now if you want a Twitter shout-out, all you got to do is just go to my Twitter account, Politics Ghost, all one word, no underscores, Politics Ghost, and retweet the tweet that states True Capitalist Radio Live. Retweet the tweet that states True Capitalist Radio Live, and I will give you a shout-out live right here in the broadcast, right here and now. All right? It's as simple as that. Anyway, do we have any Twitter shout-outs there, engineer? Hey, how was your Veterans Day, engineer? What'd you do? Well, it sounds like fun there, engineer. Anyway, let's go ahead and get some Twitter shout-outs right now. All right, hopefully we look, I'm glad I took the whole weekend off. I mean, it wasn't just the Veterans Day that I took the show off. I literally took the whole weekend off. I didn't want to talk to anybody. I didn't want to do too much business. I needed it. I feel great. I needed one of those. I'll tell you that right now. I feel pretty good. Anyway, let's see who we have here. We got CD Wheaties in the place. We got Steinbrenner in the house. Sergeant Yoda in the place. What's going on? We got Anarcho-Capitalist. Baxter Chan in the house. What's going on? Jeff the Chef in the house. Who else do we got here? Dorito Burrito. Who else do we got here? The 727 caller in the house. Go Gadget Napalm. What the hell? Jesus Christ, man. Give me a break. DHS Landscaping. No, don't even kid around about that, man. You know, because a lot of these sons of bitches in my neighborhood, they get their freaking their lawns done by all kinds of different companies. For Christ's sake, that's not even funny. Anyway, who else do we got here? Shaking in New Zealand. No, don't do that, man. Come on, man, don't do that. We got Governor Wolf in the house. Leonard Cohen, LOL. Look, I think it's sad that Leonard Cohen died, but the guy was in his 80s, man. Give me a break, all right? I mean, one of the few depressed guys that, lived in their 80s. So, you know what? I mean, hey, Leonard Cohen, I mean, some of us are lucky to even get to that age, for heaven's sake. Anyway, Deplorable Biff in the house. Who else do we got? We got Capitalist Kush. We got Trump's ray gun. What the hell does that mean? We got Trump's wall catapult. Oh, yeah, I'm sure, boy. I'm sure. We got Jimmy Capitalist in the house. What's going on? We got ghost-funded ISIS. Shut up, man. Our government did that. Our government did that, you son of a bitch. The virtue signal. Oh, great. I'm sure you're very proud of yourself every time you virtue signal, huh, boy? Yeah, I bet you're one of these sons of bitches that walk an old lady across the street and you make sure to let everybody know, hey, everybody, I'm walking this old hag across the street. Look at me. Look at me. I'm a good person. Look at me. Typical liberal trash, for Christ's sake. What's going on to Exara Hawks? We got the Automator in the house. Who else do we have here? We got the Maggot Muncher. I know who you are. Jesus Christ. Who else do we got here? We got Rifle Kick. Who else do we have here? Transmatrix. Are you kidding me? You put a pair of balls on the Matrix? They put a pair of balls on the Matrix, for Christ's sake. Oh, my God, man. We got Cam the Man in the house. We got the Boogeyman. How you doing, man? Saw you on election night with that badass Gat, man. I'm telling you. Second Amendment all the way. Who else do we have here? We got the Brody Network. Ghost is Bill Kristol. What are you talking about? That conservative asshole that funded McMullen? Or are you talking about that asshole that always hosts the freaking Oscars, Billy Crystal? Either way, no. Southern AU in the house. Who else do we have here? We got a pimp named Slickback. What the hell does that mean? What the hell does that mean? Trump deport ghost. Shut up, Trump deport ghost. Are you kidding me? Let me tell you something. Hey, Donald Trump, if you're listening, I'm going to tell you something right now, all right? I know that they have literally thrown off the press corps. You know, they've thrown the press corps off. Trump is done with the mainstream media. If he needs somebody in the press to be following around the Donald Trump campaign while we're doing live broadcasts, right here, baby, all right? Understand? I am the minister of meme warfare out here. How about that, Trump? I mean, hell, did you all hear that he actually put Milo Yiannopoulos on the list of being a potential press secretary? I mean, I know he's trolling, but still, I mean, that's hilarious. That's hilarious, for heaven's sake. I can only imagine the press secretary. And look, this would be the mainstream media, you know. And then they'd have to deal with this, fabulous Milo. Like, oh, yes, darling, Daddy is on immigration right now, and, I'm going to the pool now, and I'm going to take that Secret Service agent, and I can only imagine. I know it's a troll, but still. I think it's funny, Trump. Much props. Anyway, we got Magellan, I think that's your name. What's going on? Who else do we have here? Take a couple more Twitter shout-outs. Excuse me. Jesus Christ. You can tell I've been off for the weekend. I've had a decent weekend. I'm a little loose. We got Norwegian Capitalist in the place. What's going on? We got Venison in the house. President Mike Pence, 2007. Don't even kid around about that, boy. Let me tell you something, you scumbag. Don't you even kid around about that, boy. Don't you even dare kid around about that, boy. I'm telling you that right goddamn now. Mike Pence, 2007. Let me tell you something, man. If y'all are worried about Trump and y'all do something to Trump, Mike Pence will be your worst nightmare. Are you kidding me? This guy will start doing what – you remember True Conservative Radio Ghost? Remember that? He's going to make that a reality. You know what I mean? He's going to make marriage illegal. You understand that? I'm serious. I'm not joking around. He's going to make marriage illegal, and he's going to overturn gay marriage. He's going to put the Ten Commandments back everywhere. He's going to put prayer back in school. So go ahead. And you think you're so goddamn cute. Think so goddamn slick. Jesus Christ. Listen, we're already in the second hour of the True Capitalist Radio broadcast. And, of course, I am your host, the man they call Ghost. And once again, I want to thank you very much for tuning in with me. If you haven't done so, please bookmark the official website of the True Capitalist Radio Show. It is blogtalkradio.com/ghost. That's blogtalkradio.com/ghost. Every one of my episodes is there to download absolutely free, folks. So, they're time-dated and stamped as well. Proving all the prognostications, man. Proving it. Because let me tell you something. Everything that I've ever said was going to come to pass has come to goddamn pass, boy. Anyway, we got the Grim Capitalist in the house. Let's keep going with some more. I'm only going to take a few more of these damn Twitter shout-outs here. We got the Neon Knight. What's going on to Mark Montag in the house? Who else do we got? Jesus Christ, man. I can already tell these people are trying to ruin my Monday here. Trying to turn this into a carpet munching Monday, and I really don't appreciate it one goddamn bit. Jesus Christ. We got the Smiler in the house. We got Obama for lame duckator. What the hell does that mean? Lame duck, I guess, but the lame duckinator, I think is what you meant to say. So, Jesus Christ. Trump rigged it, huh? Trump rigged it. Shut up, all right? Just shut your stupid face. Trump rigged it. Man, let me tell you something. Hillary tried to rig it, and she couldn't do it, all right? Now, who the hell knows where she is? Where's Hillary Clinton now? Probably in bed, resting. In bed, resting. Definitely not with Bill. We got old Flamo in the house. What's going on, old Flamo? Who else do we got here? I'm only going to take a couple more of these because I can see that you assholes are, you're starting to piss me off, and I really don't appreciate it. Once again, you want a Twitter shout-out, go to my Twitter account right now at PoliticsGhost. All one word, no underscores, all right? PoliticsGhost. And retweet the tweet that states True Capitalist Radio Live. True Capitalist Radio Live. If you retweet that tweet, I will give you a Twitter shout-out live right here on the broadcast. Let's continue going with a couple of more, folks, because these are starting to get disgusting. I can tell you that right now. We got Correct the Record. Correct the Record? Get the hell off my broadcast. Correct the Record. That better not be Correct the Record. Get off my broadcast, David Brock. All right? You piece of crap. And oh, yeah, I was going through public records here recently, and guess who made an $11,000 donation to Comet Ping Pong, the infamous pizza joint in Washington, D.C., that has come under some controversy because of, potential or alleged pedophile implications of that goddamn location. How convenient. This circle all comes full circle, doesn't it? Oh, my God, man. Anyway, let's who else do we got here? Who else do we have here? We got, I'm not going to say that, for Christ's sake, you stupid loser. We got Supa in the house. What's going on, Supa? Jesus Christ, man. We got, hey, what's going on to Distilling? How you doing, man? What's going on to Aussie Capitalist as well? What's going on to all the Australian fans? We got a lot of Australian fans out there in Australia and New Zealand. As a matter of fact, prayers to New Zealand. Serious earthquakes going on out there. Stay safe, everybody, man. And, Jesus Christ, I don't know what to say, man. That's some really serious stuff going on out there. We got Dr. Bristle in the house. We got Tub Guy in the house. We got TC Capitalist. We got Applejack for Trump. What the hell does that mean? You're talking about a pony or something. God, Jesus Christ, man. Shut up. Who else do we have here? We got, what's going on in Alberto? How you doing, man? We got Waste of Life Ghost. Oh, yeah? All right. Why don't you come up to me, you asshole, and say that to me? I guarantee you, your little pipsqueak, internet tough guy ass wouldn't say that to my face. I guarantee you, boy. I'd kick the living crap out of you. What's going on to William Handley? What's going on to the Green Bio? Ghost's wheelchair. Look, I am not a cripple, all right? And even if I was, there's nothing wrong with it, all right? All right, I mean, I've showed you time and time again I can do for Lorico. So, shove it up your ass with all that wheelchair stuff, all right? Jesus Christ. Anyway, who else do we got going on here? I'm only going to take a couple more. These are getting stupid, for Christ's sake. Look at this. Look at this. Ghost is Lord Hater, huh? I'm a hater now? I got more haters than Haterade, but I'm the hater. Is that it? I got more haters than Haterade, but I'm the goddamn it. Shove it up your ass. We got AL the Game Freak. What's going on? We got CDI Fan. Podesta the Molesta. That was pretty funny. Ronald McDonald Trump. What the hell does that mean? What the hell does that mean? Who else do we have here? We've got, I'm not saying these disgusted names, for Christ's sake. I'm serious. You people are getting disgusted with this, and I don't even know why. I mean, you guys are sick in the heads. You got to know this at this point in time. You damn internet troll idiots are sick in the head. Look at this. Crackhead Cuckery. That's the name. That's a freaking name, for Christ's sake, man. Jesus Christ. Ghost's Wife Autograph. Look, enough of that stuff. Stop it. Stop asking for my wife's autograph. Jesus, I'm serious, man. Stop asking for my wife's autograph, for Christ's sake. Jesus Christ. Why would you even want my wife's autograph, for Christ's sake, you sick sons of bitches? Want my wife's autograph? Shove it up your ass. All right, seriously, shove it up your ass. Jesus Christ, man. Who else do we have? We got Zim Tower in the house. We've got Wet Kiwis for go. Ah, you son of a. Damn it! All right, I've had enough of this, man. I'm not going to let you idiots sit here and make a mockery out of a serious tragedy, a natural disaster that has happened to the country of New Zealand. I have a lot of people who listen to me. All right? I have a lot of people who listen to me from New Zealand, and I don't appreciate you people sitting there talking that garbage about it. You understand that, boy? But give me a damn break. Give me the mouth. Let me tell you something, man. I'm not. I can't believe it. I can't believe it, man. I cannot believe it. Look, I'm done with these Twitter shout-outs today. I can tell you idiots that, you people, you know what I mean? You goddamn people, I'm telling you. Anyway, folks, look, I'm sorry. I need a drink after that. And look, the only reason I do Twitter shout-outs is an attempt to try to make the show interactive. You know what I'm saying? But this is the kind of crap that you get. No respect. No respect. Anyway, folks, let's go ahead and move on with the show here. I actually want to hear from you, okay? I want to hear from you about these Trump protests out here. We all know they're George Soros funded. We all know George Soros has funded this piece of crap. And we all know that this is not organic. They're busing these people in. I mean, how long are we going to continue to take this? I'm warning you, liberals. You continue to incite violence. You continue to cause civil disobedience and disorder and destroy property and destroy businesses. We're not going to sit by silently too much longer. And let this be a warning to you, liberals. I'm not joking around. I mean, we're law-abiding citizens out here. All right? We want civil order out here. We don't want chaos. We don't want the kind of garbage that you're trying to implement in our country. And as far as I'm concerned, folks, I've said this. I don't know if I have said this here, but I've said it before. I think that we need to start jailing these people. I'm not joking around. If they are sitting here, and you know what they're protesting, folks? They're protesting our democratic system. They're protesting our vote. They're protesting our process. That is treason, folks. Do you understand that? These people are protesting our vote. They're protesting the Electoral College. How can they be doing this when that's the basis? That's the foundation of our country. That's the foundation of our country. And that's why I'm saying, okay, you had a couple of days to go out there, blow off some steam, but if they continue this, and this goes for these celebrities too, if they continue to agitate people in complete and utter revolutionary fashion, because, folks, there is no reason to protest outside the fact that you're a little angry that your side didn't win. This is a democratic process, and the people have spoken. And if you are going to continue to cause civil disorder, and you're going to continue to provoke violence, if you're going to continue to threaten the life of Donald Trump, you people need to be arrested. And that's all there is to it. And I'm talking about people that have instigated this violence. I'm talking about people like Van Jones. I'm talking about people like D. Ray McKesson. I'm talking about people like George Soros. And I'm talking about idiots like John Oliver out here. Have you heard John Oliver, this stupid son of a bitch? Now, look, I love my fellow brethren from across the pond in Britannia. But with all due respect, why do you guys send us the riffraff to your country? And then they come over here, and because we're, such a bunch of pansy-ass leftist fluffballs, these idiots find work here, and they think they can actually influence our perspective. Now, for you folks that are unaware, John Oliver made this humongous rant, supposedly, that he is calling on everybody to fight Trump all the way with him, and he's talking all this crap, saying that America's a bunch of crap for electing Trump, and we're going to do everything it takes to repeal, whatever the hell he says. Regardless, all right, what I believe should happen is John Oliver should be arrested. And not just because he talked against Trump. He could talk against Trump all he wants to. But this man is not even a citizen of this country, all right? This man is a visitor who has residence here. I wouldn't be surprised if he has a work visa, and this idiot has been caught via WikiLeaks, all right? He has been caught via WikiLeaks being a mouthpiece for the Hillary Clinton campaign. He has been fed lines to say by the Hillary Clinton campaign. It has been proven that John Oliver, this stupid, disgusting, despicable scumbag, this foreigner, this foreign agent, because that's what he is, folks, by colluding with the Clinton administration, he no longer becomes a visitor. He has now crossed the line. He is a foreign agent. He is a state actor. And let me tell you, the very least that should happen to John Oliver is him being deported. But as far as I'm concerned, he has committed treason. All right? He has committed treason by aiding and abetting a political system, and he not even being American. He acted as a foreign agent, utilizing the United States means of communication to politically coerce the general mass populace, and he was under direction from a political party to do so. I mean, these Democrats are talking about Russians this and Russians that. I mean, by them colluding with John Oliver, they made John Oliver a foreign agent against the state of America by him utilizing means of communication to politically coerce a mass populace. That is treason. And if you don't think that is, all right, then why don't you go do it in another country, all right? Why don't you go and take the airwaves of another country and do what John Oliver's doing anywhere else and see if your ass isn't thrown in jail or put in front of a firing squad or hung or whatever kind of extreme punishment that they'll give somebody who does such a thing. Only in America, all right? Only in America can we allow some foreigner piece of trash like this in John Oliver to come into our country as a visitor, all right? And let me tell you, he's a visitor, all right? He's a visitor here, and he should be deported, if not arrested, for treason. All right, now listen, if he wants to be critical, that's fine. He can be critical. If he wants to critique Donald Trump, he can critique Donald Trump. But when he is being fed talking points by the damn Clinton administration, he's no longer a visitor. He's no longer some entertainer. This man, all right, this man right here is acting as a foreign actor, a foreign agent, a state actor. He is interfering with our election process. Not only is he interfering with our election process, this guy he's trying to cause revolution. He's trying to agitate violence. And this guy has the audacity to do this? This man needs to be arrested, and needs to be arrested now. And let me tell you, if the FBI doesn't do an arrest on John Oliver, then the citizens need to go out and arrest him ourselves. Because let me tell you something, all right? You can't just come into any country. I mean, if you think I'm wrong, you go do it. You go to another country and try to do what John Oliver does and see if your ass doesn't get arrested. I'm serious. Go do what he's done. You won't. You will not be able to do it. And if you did, you'd be arrested and you'd probably be prosecuted for treason. So that's why I'm saying, folks, all right? That's why I'm saying, in my personal opinion, I feel that we need to have this man, John Oliver, arrested, and he needs to face justice in America, or we need to send him packing back to wherever the hell he came from. Because let me tell you something. You cannot sit here and collude and be fed talking points by a political party and being a political wing of a political party when you're not even an American, all right? You're not even American. I mean, how the hell do we know, with all due respect, John Oliver isn't an agent for, with all due respect, the secret, the intelligence agencies of Britannia? We don't. But yet we got Hillary Clinton colluding with this bastard. I'm serious, man. So that's why I'm saying, man, I think that, people need to realize what's going on here, all right? And what's going on is we need to identify who's agitating this violence, and we need to put a spotlight on these people. John Oliver legitimately, through his own subtle, liberalistic, hair-splitting, carefully crafted monologue was able to attempt to try to tap into that violent tenor that is all over the liberal country at this point in time, and that's exactly what he was doing. And let me tell you something. He should be arrested right now. He should be arrested for treason. I'm not kidding around. I'm not kidding around. If the FBI is listening, arrest him. Arrest John Oliver, for Christ's sake. And people are saying, well, Ghost, he's an entertainer, and he's on HBO, and oh, yeah? He's still regulated by the Federal Communications Commission, all right? Yeah. He's still regulated by the Federal Communications Commission. Moreover, that is a United States government regulatory agency which regulates not only the airwaves but cable TV, so on and so forth. All right? This asshole has utilized a federally regulated means of communication. All right? And utilize that as a means to politically coerce, all right, a domestic populace. And this man is not even an American, especially after his last monologue in which he discussed that, we need to fight Trump every way. We need to go out there, and we need to go out there and protest. We need to make sure that everybody knows that we don't like Trump. We need to go. I mean, give me a break, man. Who the hell are you, you stupid, dumb piece of foreign crap? You goddamn stupid immigrant, for Christ's sake. Jesus Christ, man.
Fios is not cable. We're wired differently, which means you can get the fastest internet available with equal upload and download speeds from 50 to 500 megs. So you can upload 200 photos before your favorite song is finished. Click the ad and switch to Fios today to get our best offer ever.
I'm serious. I'm not joking around. John Oliver should be arrested, and that's all there is to it, all right? He's a treasonous, anti-American piece of crap that's trying to coerce our populace, and he's not even an American, all right? He's not even an American. So I spit on you, John Oliver, you piece of trash. You want to get political? Fine. I hope that somebody arrests you. I hope there's somebody that comes up to you and slaps handcuffs on you and arrests you for treason. Because you are a foreign agent, sir. You are a foreign agent acting on behalf of a political party. That is treason, sir. That is goddamn treason. Anyway, I want to hear from you. What do you got to say about all this? Trump protest, George Soros?
Yes, I am George Soros, and I am funding the protest of Donald Trump because I don't believe the voting was legitimate because I own most of the voting machines, and they should have worked, but they didn't work. So I know that Donald Trump stole the election. So what I am going to do is I am going to activate the Black Lives Matter terrorist cells that I have funded all over the country because it's mine. America is mine. The American people is mine. Your mother's coochie is mine. Your father is mine. Your filthy children are mine. Everything is mine. And I want all of you to know that the reason I do what I do is because I like blood. I like to watch people suffer. And the reason I do because everything is mine. The world is mine. The political system is mine. Everything is mine. Because I am George Soros, and I am the Prince of Darkness. I should have died years ago, but I'm alive because the world is mine. Everything is mine.
Anyway, I want to hear what you have to say about George Soros-funded Trump protests, John Oliver, what's going on here. I'm going to comment a little bit about Trump appointing Reince Priebus and Stephen Bannon here in a little bit. I want to hear from you folks, all right? We're going to open up the phone lines right now. Give me a call, 425-390-6146 is the number to call here. I want to hear from you. What do you got to say about all this? I mean, you know, these people are legitimately protesting the democratic process. And if they're going to do that, if they are protesting the democratic process, then what are we doing here? I mean, these people obviously need to be arrested. All right, they need to be. I'm not joking around. They need to be arrested. Let me take a few callers here. Let me see if this is Jeff the Chef. Are you there, sir? Jeff the Chef?
Hello, everyone. Indeed, this is me, Jeff the Chef. I'm glad to finally get on the show. It's been a long time I've been trying to get on. And, let's get right to it. I'd like to start off with some of the things you talked about in the first hour, namely, how do you start off being a capitalist? You have a problem to deal with, namely confirmation bias. And until you put your real money, your own money on the line, you'll never really, learn the world of investing. I'd like to, I'll describe my own, my experience with eToro so far, since we are, dealing with it here in Europe. You'll have to send them a scan of your passport and a whole bunch of other stuff, and while I'm not really a fan of the eToro system, I think it's extremely important that you go out there, you make your own mistakes, you lose your own money, and you do it now with whatever $250, whatever you put in there, so long, just so that you don't lose much more money later on down the line. And yeah, well, that's, I'm sorry, this is quite overwhelming, I have to say.
No, that's actually a very, very good suggestion. I think that everybody should at least put some small, even if it's a $250, $300 into the market so that they can partake in the market, understand how to execute a trade, understand how to make profits, understand how losses can happen, and this is what makes an independent investor. This is where someone understands how to maintain and manage your finances, that sort of thing. You've got to take control of your own destiny. No one's going to give it to you. You need to go out there and take it, and the only way that anyone's going to do it is if you take the initiative. I think that's what you're getting at, that we all are masters of our own destiny. Go ahead, sir.
Right, exactly. So it's best if you go there right away, if you're a European, of course. You have to send them a scan of your passport. You'll have to wait a week or two, and then only then will you be able to start investing. Now, they don't have any fees, but the prices they offer you for buying and selling are not particularly amazing. They offer you pretend money as well. If you link your Facebook page, you get $50 in Google or Facebook stock. But the problem is, that's pretend money. You can never take it out. And it's mixed in with your real assets, so it's just kind of confusing. Don't bother doing that. And once you want to actually withdraw your money, they're going to demand a $5 or a $10 fee. I don't really remember. Anyway, I'd also like to talk about the energy sector, something about the election, and end with some good news and some bad news. Right, so onto the energy sector. I was very pleased to learn that Trump is winning the election, because I'm a bit in the field of engineering and all that. It's really disgusting to see what's going on with all this wind power, with solar power, all of that nonsense. It's just terribly inefficient, and these, green hippie, have to be natural people. They are literally causing satellites to fall out of the sky. For instance, you had a ban as far as soldering on using lead in soldering material, whatever it's called, flux, I think, something like that. And because of that, you start seeing these little hairs show up in your solders. And if two of these hairs meet, you're going to have a short circuit. And these tin hairs are showing up in satellites, and they're literally being forced to pull them out of the sky. So that's how bad it's getting. As far as wind power and solar power, it's very expensive and very inefficient. Let's say you put down one wind turbine. It's going to be loud. It's going to need some maintenance. But let's say it saves you $1,000 a year. All right, that's great, right? Well, let's put down some more. Oh wait, if you were to put down a second wind turbine, you're only saving $1,100 a year. You put down a third one, you're only saving, I don't know, $1,150. It's really complicated. I'll try to illustrate this better with, for instance, water power. If you have a dam and you have turbines in there, water flows through, and however much is used is consumed, and what you have left over, you cannot store in any way. But with water power, you are able to pump it back upstream, and that energy is stored for the next day. With wind power, you cannot do that. With solar power, you cannot do that. With coal or traditional fuels, you just don't use the extra fuel. It's simple as that. I'm
really glad that you're actually highlighting these technicalities on these alternative energies, because I don't think people understand the complexity of alternative energy. They just see the romanticism of it. They see the fact that, hey, look, I can turn the sun energy into energy. They don't realize that the cost as well, incurred to install a solar-powered system on a house typically runs so much that you have to put out a 25-year secured loan just so that you could be able to pay for it. And unbeknownst to the folks that do that, they got to repair the actual solar panels in 10 years anyway. So not only is it inefficient and not cost-effective, but it's technically a rip-off. And as well as you were suggesting about wind power, not only is it not necessarily efficient, the technology I don't think is very perfected. Aside from a lot of these wind turbines catching fire and blowing up, which I've seen in a variety of different videos, it is now also killing a lot of the bird population because a lot of the birds are being sucked in from the back end of the propellers of these wind turbines. So, I know people are trying to say climate change, we're environmentalists, so on and so forth. But, we're going to sacrifice the birds so that we can, have free energy? At some point, these nuances of climate change and clean energy and so on and so forth are now starting to come to a header, and the contradictions of all of them, I think, are finally starting to show their heads. And this is, in my opinion, why Donald Trump was elected. I think a good portion of it was his energy policy, in which not only is he going to allow coal to burn again, but he is going to open up domestic energy production so that America could be independent, and not only that, be able to trade it on the world market. There's a variety of different factors. I'm glad that you went into the technical engineering aspect, because I don't think people realize that, man.
It's really not that easy to come up with, but it gets even better. Since you've touched on coal, I would like to segue now into how coal and nuclear power, coal and clean nuclear power, can intertwine somehow. In the engineering field, everyone pretty much knows already that coal has been extremely demonized. It's still one of the best energy sources there are. It's not going to run out anytime soon. And all the lies as to, pollution and all that, that's just what they are. They're all lies. Currently in the European Union, if you are to burn coal or produce carbon dioxide in any other fashion, you are, I believe, forced to pump it into some sort of container or some vessel and either bury it underground or do something ridiculous along those lines. However, I really hope Trump is going to do something towards this. Fourth generation nuclear power has not been refined yet, but we may see it by 2030 or 2035. And what you can do with those is absolutely amazing. You have many varieties of them. You have, the classic supercritical water, nuclear power. You have salt-cooled, you have lead-cooled, and they all have their upsides and downsides. For instance, I believe the lead-cooled one cannot overheat, even if you were to control it with an open-loop circuit. It just can't overheat. So, all of these doomsayers about how nuclear power is going to explode, they're completely wrong. However, the most important part is the fourth generation ones, in addition to producing a ton of energy, very cheap energy at that, they used to have a lot of heat left over. And with this heat, you could take a whole bunch of carbon dioxide that you are producing in your clean coal burning plants, and you could, for instance, one of the variants is to use the Fischer-Tropsch process. I know I'm pronouncing it wrong, sorry guys. And with that you can make fuel cells of alarmingly high purity. The problem is, of course, that fuel cells burn dirtier than petroleum, as you well know, but it's the amazing purity that counts here. Another thing you could do is you could work with that infernal hydrogen. You hear all the time, we're going to have cars are going to run on hydrogen in the future, right? Oh yeah? Where are you going to get all that hydrogen from? You have to burn coal, you have to get energy by traditional means in order to get hydrogen. And while it burns cleanly and turns into water, it's less efficient to produce than to just burn petroleum, and that also means it would pollute the environment even more. And my favorite one is probably to use these fourth generation power nuclear power stations, use that heat to produce ammonia, I think it was that, in order to produce extremely cheap fertilizer. Now, I wouldn't want to eat anything that comes from that fertilizer, but it's so cheap.
No kidding.
That you could just throw it. You could throw it on a field of turnips or something, I believe, and get the cheapest biodiesel you can imagine. And this fertilizer would be so cheap, you would have so many turnips, you could literally use biofuel or biodiesel as a legitimate alternate energy source. We'll see if Trump backpedals on any of this. I hope not, because there is so much to explore over here. But every time an article, a video game, a movie presents, mutants in Chernobyl or whatever it was, every time a nuclear power plant explodes, it delays, our progress and people's willingness to accept this kind of energy by a few more years.
Wow, man. Hey, Jeff the Chef, that was an awesome analysis into the technicalities of energy. I think this is a really, really unbelievable call here. I want to thank you very much for calling. We have had a lot of people trying to tweet at me to talk about this subject matter. I think that the variety of different methods in which you talked about, especially the final one, in utilizing a lot of the fertilizer that's produced by certain nuclear energy options, can be used to provide high yields of bioenergy fuels. I mean, that's just genius. You know what I mean? I'm serious. I mean, so that's pretty. I mean, let's just see. Let's just see what happens in the future, and let's see if we can make this happen, man. Thank you very much for calling, Jeff the Chef. That was a great analysis, technological analysis of energy itself, man. And let me tell you, we need to talk a little bit more about energy, because have you seen your energy bills, folks? And they're not going to get any lower, especially if we become more and more dependent on technology, on chargers, on computers, on all kinds of electronic widgets. I mean, we're going to need to be continuously electrified. And not to mention this idea of the electronic car. I'm sick and tired of hearing about this idea of the electronic car. I mean, where's all this energy going to come from? I mean, we can barely supply the energy that we have now, and we're talking about plugging in electronic cars? I mean, what the hell kind of sense does that make? Jesus Christ, I'm serious, man. We barely even have an electronic infrastructure that can handle the capacity of our electrical needs at this point in time, and yet we want to plug in cars, for heaven's sake. It's ridiculous. It's unbelievable. Anyway, 425-390-6146. I want to hear from you. What do you have to say? I'm taking calls. Free format edition here. How about 337? What's going on?
Hey, back to what you had to say about George Soros. Personally, I believe after Trump finishes his Hillary and FBI investigations, he should go after George Soros too, because this is like criminality what this man is doing on a national level. And I'm really glad that you and the last caller touched upon the energy crisis, because especially the thing about how the birds are being killed by the windmills, that's something that really concerns me a lot. And solar panels aren't very efficient either. Like you said, after 10 years they burn out. And also the materials they're made with are actually very harmful to the environment. So after you throw them away, they're going to release very bad pollutants. And that's pretty much all I wanted to say today.
Man, I mean, yeah, thank you very much for calling. You're absolutely right. I'm glad that, you sound like a millennial. You're starting to realize that this hype about solar and wind power is just that, hype. I mean, they're trying to thrust technology into an evolutionary process that needs to take its time. And look, I'm all about energy independence. I'm all about alternative uses of energy, but we have to make it cost effective. I mean, it is going to be ineffective for us to implement any kind of an alternative energy source that is going to cripple the economic productivity of a given populace. I'm serious. I mean, it doesn't even make any sense. I mean, we find something cheaper and it's more efficient, well, then by all means. But, I mean, there isn't anything cheaper than what we've come to know and love. I mean, there isn't. I wish there was, but there isn't. I mean, you got energy over here, solar, wind. I mean, I think that I saw here in Europe where they're utilizing kinetic energy, where, people are walking on the floor and they're utilizing that energy to harness energy, but even that is inefficient. I mean, because that requires technology. After you step on something so much, it breaks. This is very inefficient technology, and as much as people want to, blame this whole climate change nonsense on the fact that, we're producing too much carbon dioxide, which is a bunch of crap, I'm just saying, I mean, there is no other alternative than to do what we're doing, all right? I'm sorry, all right? If you don't like it, tough titty, all right? You go out and continue to pay 10 to 15, 20 times more for products that say green on it while we're out here, living in reality, all right? And as for George Soros, I mean, he should be arrested. I mean, he should have been arrested years ago as far as I'm concerned, man. I mean, this guy is the legitimate James Bond villain. I mean, he's a legitimate James Bond villain, for heaven's sake. Oh, my God. Anyway, let's continue going. Thank you very much for calling up, sir. Let's continue going. Let's take some more callers here. Once again, 425-390-6146 is the number to call. This is a free format Monday since we took Friday off here. We're talking about anything you want to discuss. So let's go ahead and go back. How about 352? You're on the horn. What's up?
Hey, Ghost. What's up?
How you doing, man? What do you got to say about the elections, protests, or anything you want to discuss? What's up?
Yeah, I think the rioters seem to not understand what democracy really is. Because did you see any Republicans doing that whenever Obama won? Because I don't remember them crying about it.
I remember some of us being a little upset, but we didn't take to the streets. We weren't causing riots. We weren't, sitting here causing civil disorder. We weren't wrecking businesses. You're absolutely correct. And believe me, we were disgusted when Obama was not only elected, but reelected. I mean, we've had to sit here and pallet this guy. This guy has literally kamikazed America into the ground. And we had to sit here and take it, man. These people need to shut their mouths, and life will go on. I think that it comes down to the fact that these people realize that they're going to have to go back to work again. And, they've taken 8 years off with Obama, free housing, free child care, free food, free everything. Now they're going to have to go to work, and they're not liking it. I'm going to be honest with you. I think that they're not liking the fact that they're going to have to go to work again. What do you think? Yeah, I agree. And what that guy said about water turbines, I'm thinking about doing that with my workshop now. But I have to do some research into it first. Yeah, that's actually a pretty good idea. I've actually seen a couple of different makeshift diagrams and makeshift schemes, if you will, of these types of water turbines that the gentleman was just discussing. Anyway, thank you very much for calling up, sir. Once again, I want to hear from you, folks. It's a free format Monday. 425-390-6146 is the number to call here. I want to hear from you. We're discussing anything you want to discuss. Let's go back to the phone line and see what people we'll see what they want to talk about. How about 713? You're on the horn. What's going on?
Hey, Ghost, this is Cult Leader.
Cult Leader, man. Long time no hear. How you doing?
Hey, Ghost, you're calling it like it is, man. Hey, Ghost, I just want to tell you, as soon as I get off of parole, I'm going to find John Oliver and kick his ass for you. So I want you to know that. You keep it up, Ghost. Thank you.
I appreciate that, and I don't advise that, Cult Leader. All right, I know. Let me tell you, if you don't know who Cult Leader is, he had a show. He's kind of a dangerous man. It's good to hear that he's on parole. I know he went back there for a little bit, but hey, it's good to hear from you, sir. And hopefully, Godspeed. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, who else do we got here? We got 813. You're on the horn. What's going on?
Yeah, hey, Ghost. What's going on?
How you doing, sir? What do you want to discuss today?
Oh yeah, I just wanted to bring my own thoughts on the whole. Forgive me, I've got a bit of a stutter here. I want to bring some thoughts my own thoughts onto the protests going on all around the United States.
Go ahead. What do you think about these protests? What do you give us your thoughts?
My thoughts are going along with my dad on this one. Honestly, it's just a bunch of bull crap. I mean, one of the main things is like, if you're upset about it, okay, yeah, sure, you're upset, but at this point, you just got to bite the bullet. Deal with the fact that Trump is our new president. You may not like it, but hey, we got to give this guy our support. We got to give him everything we can, because if he goes down, we're going down. So we have to see what this guy's got. We got to see what he's up to.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, I don't understand. The guy's not even president yet, and these people are pissing and moaning, for heaven's sake. You know what I mean? I mean, even Dave Chappelle, which I thought was a very classy move that he did when he hosted Saturday Night Live this past weekend, the freaking liberal entertainment circle jerk session, I thought it was pretty classy of him to say, hey, look, all right, let's give him a chance, all right? I mean, these same white people that you're claiming racist were the same white people that voted for Obama twice, all right? And obviously, a lot of these folks, and it's not just white people, it was black folks too. They were disenchanted, all right? They were disenchanted, and as a result, they didn't either show up or they voted for Trump. And you see, I don't understand why no one that's out there protesting, I don't understand why none of these damn leftist talking head commentators on the boob tube understand this, all right? They didn't show up to the polls, all right? They didn't vote. That's why Trump won. I mean, just based on the black vote, just based on the black voter turnout, man. When Barack Obama ran for president in 2012, 60 million, all right, 60 million blacks went out to vote for Donald Trump, or excuse me, for Barack Obama, excuse me. All right, that's back in 2012. 60 million black folks. That's a lot of black people, man. That means that most of the black community went out and supported this brother. Now, they didn't do the same thing for Hillary Clinton, folks. They only went 16 million. All right, 16 million. 16 million. Now, why is that? Because I'm telling you, folks, the black folks, they're not going out for Hillary Clinton because many of them felt like they got the shaft by Barack Obama and the Democrats, and they're right. They're right to think so. I mean, don't you understand? The black folks have been thrown back about 40 or 50, 60-plus years in race relations, I mean, in social and political and economic relations. I mean, the proof is in the polls, man. And moreover, let's also emphasize, all right, that more blacks and Hispanics, or Latinos, I call them Latinos because that's really what they are, although you have white folks calling me up now saying there's no such thing as Latino. Whatever, idiots. All right, you see this way. You see this. The liberals did that. You see what right there? That little the liberals did. Anyway, listen. There are more black folks and Hispanics that voted for Trump than any other Republican in American history. I mean, it doesn't lie. You understand that? All right, this doesn't. I mean, the numbers don't lie. For heaven's sake. I mean, I could probably call one of my blacks right now, and he could probably give you his opinion on why he didn't show up to the polls, but we ain't got time for that right now. I'm opening up the phone lines. It's a free format edition. I want to hear from you, all right? Give me a goddamn call right now at 425-390-6146. It's the free format Monday. Let's go ahead and take some more callers, shall we? All right, we're talking about anything you want to talk about. How about area code 234? You're on the horn. What do you got to discuss?
Hey, is this me?
It's you.
Hey, how's it going, Ghost?
How you doing, man?
I'm doing all right. I'm basically, for the past few days, ever since the election, I've been sitting here laughing my ass off at my Facebook friends because my town, I live in Akron, Ohio. This place, it's liberal as hell, and they've been in quite a bit of a meltdown. It's been just hilarious to watch.
You know, what's unfortunate about, what's fortunate, I should say, about Ohio is that it's got highly concentrated liberal areas in the metropolitan areas of Ohio, but once you go outside the city limits, it's all red, and that's literally what won Donald Trump, Ohio. So those people are in Akron. Why exactly are they Hillary Clinton supporters? Is it because of the social justice warrior situation? Is it because of the whole racial hustling component? What is it?
I'm going to say it's more of the whole social justice warrior issue because you got the University of Akron here, and that place is a total liberal hellhole. Like, I don't attend the university, but I've been there, and everyone there is completely liberal. They're all for Hillary. They were originally Bernie supporters. Like, I would drive by that place, and I would see, like, Bernie signs everywhere before he lost the primary.
Hi, I'm a helpful Southern California Honda person, and this holiday season we've been doing random acts of helpfulness, like giving out free Christmas trees, helping out at children's hospitals, and providing warm meals for the less fortunate. And during the Happy Honda Days sales event, we can help you too, with a great deal on an award-winning Honda, like the 2016 CR-V, a 2016 IIHS top safety pick. Click the dealer locator link to find a dealer near you, and go to SoCalHondaDealers.com to suggest a random act of helpfulness for someone you know.
You know, and the funny part about it is Bernie Sanders, I mean, it has been proven by WikiLeaks, he colluded with the Democrats. He knew that he wasn't supposed to go after Hillary. He went off script. He got threatened. They rigged the election against him, and he was okay with it. He took the money and ran, got a third summer house in Vermont, and you've still got these burn victims thinking that he's going to be able to run in 2020. The man's going to be 78 years old, and they actually believe that Bernie Sanders is going to run in 2020. I mean, isn't that a testament to the lack of rational thinking in today's America?
Exactly. Like, it was after he lost the primary and all those WikiLeaks came out of, him getting threatened, him essentially endorsing Hillary Clinton. And, like, maybe if he didn't, he would have gotten killed or something. I don't know. I mean, Hillary Clinton, let's face it, she's had more than one person opt in her political career. But as soon
No,
as
you're
soon as
absolutely right. The trail of dead folk that follows the Clintons is unlike anyone else. And why these people just kind of get off scot-free, that is a travesty of justice as far as I'm concerned. But we may just see Hillary for president, baby. Let's hope so. But once again, we may see Obama pardon her and these, satanic pedophiles, so it may not happen. Who knows? We shall see. Only time will tell, folks. All right, let's take a couple of more callers here. How about 425-390-6146 is the number to call. Let's take some calls. Free format. We're discussing anything you want to discuss. How about 618? You're on the horn. What's going on? Looks like we got a Helen Keller deaf mute. How about 919? You're on the horn.
Robbie Rotten, Radio Graffiti. Now look at this.
Hey, idiot. This isn't Radio Graffiti, jerk dick. All right? Jesus Christ. I'm telling you, these people. This is why our country is being flushed down the toilet. You see this? Complete idiot. Jesus Christ. Who else do we have here, for heaven's sake, man? How about, Jesus Christ, how about, these are all anonymous numbers. I'm not taking anonymous numbers. I know you jerk-offs are going to sit here and think this is Radio Graffiti. It's not Radio goddamn Graffiti, ass crack. Jesus Christ. All right, who else do we have here? Let's see. Once again, this is free format Monday. Since we didn't have a show on Friday because of Veterans Day. How about 818? You're on the horn. What's going on?
Is that me?
That's you.
Hey, Ghost. How you doing today?
Hey, how's it going? Who's this, man?
Just a new caller. Anyway, all
right.
I wanted to talk about the LA protests here in Southern California. I was actually in downtown Los Angeles with a few friends of mine, and we got cut off by some protesters who, for whatever reason, think it's very productive to keep everyone from doing the things they got to do, going to work, and just, sorry. It's like, who do these protesters think they are,
They're spoiled brats. We coddled this generation. It's mostly young people. It's mostly millennials. We coddled these kids. We gave them trophies when they were losers. We took tag out of recess. We took dodgeball out of gym class. We did everything we could to literally stroke the egos of these ungrateful pricks when they have accomplished nothing. And I think that we are witnessing the consequence of that. They have never taken losing. They've never taken losing because they get the ribbons or honorable mentions or a trophy for losing or a world's best a 10th place or whatever the case might be. I think this is why these people think that they could just go out and stop everybody's world because they are inconvenienced. And in my personal opinion, I think that something needs to happen to these people to make them either mentally or physically get put back into reality to understand that this is the real world, you ungrateful, self-absorbed little jerk dicks, and not everything is going to go your effing way. And I think that's what it comes down to, sir, is that they think that everything should go their way. I saw a freak-out clip of some chick that was reacting to Trump's election, and she was literally her words were, "Somebody better fix this. I can't believe it. I'm going to kill myself. And somebody better fix it. Somebody better fix this." That's her first reaction. Somebody better fix this. That goes to show you that this disgusting woman, or disgusting man-child, or woman-child, I should say, literally can say somebody better fix this and act like an obnoxious, petulant child, and somebody actually goes and fixes it. This is the world we're living in, sir. Your thoughts?
My thoughts, it's a freaking mess. I am not proud of living here in California whatsoever because of this.
Man, I'm telling you. As a matter of fact, I think you should leave California if you're a working person and care about your individuality. I'd get the hell out of there. As a matter of fact, I'm actually calling on anyone who has any kind of graphics ability. I think what we should do is we should create graphics that encourage liberals that are pissing and moaning in the streets, that are out here and protesting and all that. Encourage them all to move to California so that they can bankrupt the state. Because listen, I know the state, they make a lot of state taxes. They got Hollywood. They got the pornographic industry. They got the wine industry out there, all this other nonsense. But they have given, and they're continuing to give, too many social entitlements on a state level that I believe that a pretty good strategy to bring down the California government, because I believe the California government should be brought down as far as I'm concerned. All right? I feel that the California government should be brought down, and how you bring it down is by bankrupting it. All right? I mean, and that's why I think that we should encourage every bedwetting liberal to go out there. We should highlight all the entitlements that California gives to its citizens. We need to highlight all the benefits, everything, so that we can send as many liberals to California as possible to bankrupt the state. All right? I'm not joking around. I am encouraging anybody. If you know a little bit of graphics, if you're a good meme artist, for Christ's sake, that's what I am encouraging all the folks to do, all right? All right? Send these goddamn bedwetting, long-haired, freaking liberal pieces of absent-minded, self-absorbed trash, send their asses to California where they belong so that the goddamn state of California can be bankrupted. And then when they can no longer pay for all the social entitlements that all these babies are expecting, then that's when reality will hit in all these disgusting, filthy liberals that, hey, this is the real world, pal. This is the real world, and things are not going to go your effing way. Jesus Christ, man. Anyway, folks, we are now in the third and final hour of the True Capitalist Radio broadcast. And, of course, I am your host, the man they call Ghost. And once again, folks, I want to thank you very much for tuning in with me. All right? First and foremost, folks, I'd like to ask everybody to please follow me on Twitter. The Twitter name to follow is Politics Ghost. All one word, no underscores. Politics Ghost is the name to follow. And I would like to remind everybody that we are live every Monday through Friday, 4 p.m. Central Standard Time, right here on the official website of the True Capitalist Radio broadcast. It is blogtalkradio.com/ghost. That's blogtalkradio.com/ghost. That's where every one of my episodes is archived, time-dated, and stamped for you to download absolutely free, folks, all right? I mean, I've been doing these broadcasts maybe since 2008, baby. Woo! Anyway, folks, let's go ahead and get back to the broadcast here. I do want to discuss a little bit about how the Trump campaign, or the Trump administration at this point, has now appointed Reince Priebus, the ex-RNC chair, as Donald Trump's chief of staff. Now, I know back in the day, the Capitalist Army had our grievances with Reince Priebus. And the reason is because he, was literally trying to juggle the establishment Republicans with the newly erected Donald Trump train, all right? And he had to balance this out. He didn't know he didn't know who was going to win. I mean, he had all those candidates. I mean, he literally was doing a juggling act with the Republican establishment. Seriously, all right? And it looked sometimes, or at times, it looked as though Reince Priebus was going to fall in line with the Republican establishment. It looked like that many different times. And, of course, we gave out the personal information of Reince Priebus. And it was, I'd like to think it was that time after is when Reince Priebus all of a sudden saw the light and got on board of the Trump train, and we were full steam ahead. I mean, I'd like to think that. I'm serious. I mean, y'all remember, for Christ's sake. I mean, this has been one hell of a ride. This has been one hell of a journey sitting here trying to get Donald Trump elected, man. And I'm telling you this right now, there was a time when we thought Reince Priebus was going to fall in line with the Republican establishment. And we had to do a couple of things, old capitalist army. We had to do a couple of things up in here. But I'm happy to say that Reince Priebus finally went all in on the Trump train, regardless of what the Republican establishment was saying. He went all in on the Trump train, and I'm glad he did. And I think that this is, an appointment deserving, because Reince Priebus finally just threw all his cards in, threw all his chips in on the Trump train, and he's cashing out. And the way he was able to juggle the Republican establishment, the way he was able to continuously mobilize what was left of the old Republican Guard and bring them together on the side of the Trump train was spectacular. So, of course, Reince Priebus being the the chief of staff of Donald Trump's administration, I think it goes without saying. Now, the more controversial appointment, which is Stephen Bannon, which, of course, was his lead political consultant and the chair of the Donald Trump campaign for president, he has been appointed as Donald Trump's chief strategist, meaning that Stephen Bannon is literally the Karl Rove to Donald Trump. Now, I think this is a great appointment. I know there's a lot of people that are saying, oh, well, I don't know. Stephen Bannon might be a little anti-Semitic. He might be a little racist. I don't know about this appointment. Are you kidding me? I mean, he started Breitbart News with Andrew Breitbart. And if I'm not mistaken, I think Andrew Breitbart was Jewish. So, you could shove that whole anti-Semitic crap and shove it straight up your ass. Seriously, I'm not joking around. All right? I'm not joking around. I mean, seriously, man. I mean, I am actually for Steve Bannon being the chief strategist of the Donald Trump administration. I mean, he tapped into the new media, which is the internet, which superseded the old methods in which candidates were elected, like bombarding TV advertisements and spending billions of dollars on all kinds of media campaigns and advertising campaigns and mailers, so on and so forth. I mean, what Donald Trump did was revolutionary to political campaigns. And Stephen Bannon was a big part of that particular revolutionary approach to campaigning. So, of course, why not make him your chief strategist? All right? I mean, this man is going to sustain the continuity of utilizing the internet as his main method of getting the message across. All right? I'm not joking. I'm serious. Trying to get his method across, or the message across, and the only way to do that is understanding the internet itself. And I think Stephen Bannon understands not only the internet, but because he was a partner with Andrew Breitbart, he understands how to troll the media. And there was never anybody that trolled the lamestream media better than the late, great Andrew Breitbart. And let me tell you, I could feel the spirit of Andrew Breitbart when we won the election, and now that Stephen Bannon is now the chief strategist to the Donald Trump administration, Andrew Breitbart's looking down upon us and saying, we did it. We did it, because I'm telling you, this man was a great patriot who risked his life to get where we are today. And James O'Keefe will attest to this. The people at Breitbart News will attest to this. Stephen Bannon will attest to this. Andrew Breitbart gave his life to be where we are at today. So I'm so glad whenever I hear Breitbart.com or Breitbart News, it makes me happy to no end to know that Breitbart's name is still living on, because this was the man that the mainstream media hated because he knew how to troll them. He knew how to utilize their thirst for yellow journalism and turn it into a focus on whatever subject Andrew Breitbart was trying to deliver a message on. I mean, the man was a genius, all right? And as far as I'm concerned, it was a big loss when he was assassinated in the middle of the street, walking home from a bar, And according to all reports, he was walking just fine and then literally collapsed out of nowhere on his face. Eyewitness, who was only interviewed once, said that when he saw him and went by him and then looked at him, his face was completely blue. Completely blue? That doesn't even make sense. That's not even consistent with a freaking heart attack or a freaking stroke or anything that's an instantaneous death to that capacity. And the only witness to see Breitbart drop like that is missing. No one can find that bastard. He just disappeared. And the coroner that actually did the autopsy for Andrew Breitbart literally died days later after the goddamn autopsy of Andrew Breitbart, folks. So, once again, Andrew Breitbart was a serious factor in where we are today, and he gave his life. He gave his life. So once again, folks, I would definitely want to remember Andrew Breitbart, because I know he's looking down and he's saying, we did it. We finally did it. We defeat these totalitarian freaks. We beat these leftist, pathetic, Saul Alinsky worshiping pieces of trash. We did it. But I'm telling you, we've only won one part of the battle. We have not won the war, folks. We have not won the war. And that's why you're seeing all these George Soros-funded, activated terrorist cells that are being paid, that are, being recruited via Craigslist for $15 an hour, that are being bussed in. Folks, there's video evidence of these protesters being bussed in to these areas where they cause disorder. I mean, this is a George Soros-funded operation. These protests are not organic. And moreover, folks, if they are organic, they're protesting the democratic process. And if they're protesting the democratic process, then what's their alternative? Communism, socialism, anarchism. Do you get it? And all those different variants are in complete contradiction to our Constitution, to our republic, to the process in which we vote for our leaders. Jesus Christ, man. Anyway, let me calm my ass down here. Okay, let me calm my ass down because whenever I talk about Andrew Breitbart and people who actually died, people who have actually died trying to fight for freedom, trying to highlight the totalitarianism that is upon us. This is I just get a little emotional at times, to say the least. Anyway, folks, I want to thank everybody for tuning in with me. All right. The bottom line is that those of us on the Trump train, those of us in the capitalist army, we have a lot of work to do. And that work is not just the fact that we've taken control of the federal government. Now it's time for us to take control of our municipalities. It's time for us to take control of our state governments. It's time for us to take control. And I will revisit how to take control of the government again. But if you want to go back to episode number 320, folks. 320. That's where I highlight and diagram. I may even rebroadcast a similar broadcast again in the near future, because I want to tell everybody how to take control of the government. It is very easy. All we need is the numbers. All we need is the anticipation. The participation. We need the participation of people. We just need to go out there and do it. All right? I mean, let's take control of this government, God damn it, on every level, And let me tell you, that's what I'm dedicating this show from now on to do. Aside from sparking synapses in the brains of those that are potential budding capitalists, I want to help organize a national movement to take control of this government. I'm talking at the municipal level, state level. We've already taken control of it at the federal level, folks. Do you understand that? And all it takes is your participation. All it takes is for you to go to your local precinct in whatever party that you reside in. All it takes is your participation. All it takes is your initiative. All it takes is you going there. All it takes is you understanding the rules. All it takes is you influencing people within your community, influencing people within your state. And by God, give us 2, 3, 4 goddamn years, you're going to start seeing us take city after city, state after state, and we are going to make this a capitalist goddamn society, even if it kills me, even if it kills us, for Christ's sake. I refuse, listen to me, I refuse to live under a socialist system, a freaking communist system, an anarchist system. I want to live in a capitalist system. I don't want the government implementing monopolies because they have an influence over our goddamn politicians. And that's exactly what Obamacare was. Obamacare was a federal mandate for everybody in America to buy health insurance. A federal mandated monopoly, unconstitutional. And that's the only way monopolies exist, folks. The only way monopolies exist is if a government coerces a people to force them to accept the monopoly. Why don't you go ask Julio Slim, all right, the richest man in the world. He has a monopoly over the telecommunication systems of Mexico and many South American countries, for heaven's sake. That's why that son of a bitch is the richest man in the world. He has a monopoly. And how does he have a monopoly, folks? Well, who owns the telecommunication lines and the telecommunication system? Who regulates them? The governments. So that's why I'm saying, folks, every one of us, especially the capitalists, we have to participate politically. We can't afford not to anymore. Because those of us that are capitalists, whether you're a hardworking capitalist, an entrepreneur, a corporate mogul, independent business person, an independent contractor, I know that there's not enough time in the day sometimes to be able to partake in politics, but you have to. Your life depends on it. Because look at us. We fell asleep at the wheel, and take a look at this. The liberals, the communists, the socialists, they almost took control of this government, man. They almost took complete and total control and ripped up the Constitution, for heaven's sake. Good God, man. That's why all capitalists have to be political. Because, folks, if you are a worker, if you are a taxpayer, then you own this government. All right, you understand this. I think that we need to understand this as capitalists, all right, as workers, as people who actually contribute to the system. We own this government. We own this government. We own these little people in government, for Christ's sake. They're ours. They belong to us. But the only reason they're not listening to us is because we're not going out and influencing the goddamn simpleton electorate. And by God, now that I am utilizing this show and the Ghost Inner Circle and a variety of different means to bring capitalists together, we need to come together, and we, as independent capitalists, have to independently influence municipal governments, municipal electorates, state electorates. We, as capitalists, we've got to organize with each other. We've got to pool money together. We've got to buy advertising. We've got to buy websites. We've got to produce videos. We've got to influence people. We've got to make sure that we take control of each and every one of these governments and literally wipe the goddamn slate clean of all these pathetic, useless government bureaucrats. And that's all there is to it. That's all there is to it. I am a capitalist till the day I die, folks. Do you understand this? Capitalism or death. Because with capitalism, I can utilize my prowess, my mental abilities, my ambitions to do what I want to do, to carve out the life that I wish I have, And when I finally have it, I can wish something else, and I can create new realities. I can create new ideas. I can create new innovations. I can hire people. I can do anything. Do you understand that? And that's what capitalism is all about. When you have economic freedom, that is the truest of freedom. When you don't have to get up and answer to a boss, all right, because you are financially independent, however you're financially independent, that's when you are truly free. When you don't have to wish, all you have to do is do. That's economic freedom. So that's why I'm saying, folks, I'm encouraging everybody to become capitalists. And listen, you have to think like a capitalist. There's not one stream of income that's going to give you enough money to suffice whatever your wishes are in your head. I mean, you're going to have to work. You're going to have to make streams of income, folks. I mean, that's what a capitalist does. And I know you can do it. You are the only one that is stopping you. You're the only one that's giving yourself self-doubt. You're the only one that's seeping in all this negativity, for Christ's sake. Start believing in yourself, for Christ's sake, man. Once you start believing in yourself, start learning something. And once you start learning something, that's when you start realizing, oh my God, look, I can do things. Look at this. I actually learned something. I made this happen. Oh my God, I put two and two together. Oh my God. I'm serious, folks. There's nothing more liberating than creating your own wealth. There's nothing more liberating than being able to do what you want to do and not worrying about the price. All right? There's nothing more liberating than understanding that you can take care of your family, and financial arguments and financial hardships, that is no longer even a factor in your day-to-day life. There's nothing more liberating than that, folks. And I think that that's what everybody should be achieving at this point in time. You want a better family? You want better kids? You want a bebetter life? You want better food? You want better clothes? You want better apartment? You want a better freaking house? You want a better condo? You want to live in a freaking a badass $100,000 motorhome? I don't care what it is. You can make it happen. You just got to go and make things happen, because that shit ain't going to happen to you, folks. Excuse my goddamn French. It's not going to happen to you. You've got to make it happen. The money fairy is not going to come down from the sky and say, oh, I grant thee the money necessary for you to give you whatever life it is that you cherish. He ain't coming, she ain't coming, it ain't coming.
FiOS is not cable. We're wired differently, which means you can get the fastest internet available with equal upload and download speeds from 50 to 500 megs. So you can upload 200 photos before your favorite song is finished. Click the ad and switch to FiOS today to get our best offer ever. FiOS is not cable. We're wired differently, which means you can get the fastest internet available with equal upload and download speeds from 50 to 500 megs. So you can upload 200 photos before your favorite song is finished. Click the ad and switch to FiOS today to get our best offer ever.
You've got to make things happen, folks. You. And the first thing that you need to do is get self-doubt out of your effing head. All right? Because that's literally the ultimate killer of one's ambitions, is self-doubt. I mean, what if Donald Trump had self-doubt? What if he, decided, you know what, I'm going to run for president. He runs for president. There's 17 different people he was running against. And he was like, man, I don't know if I'm going to win this. I mean, Jeb Bush, good God. He comes from the Bush family. Look at Scott Walker, and oh, my God, John Kasich. I don't know if I'm going to be able to. Just imagine had Donald Trump had self-doubt. He would have never have won any of the phases necessary for him to finally become president-elect. The reason Donald Trump is Donald Trump is because he's a capitalist, and he's been a capitalist long enough to see every problem you can imagine. You have to think, Donald Trump has seen everything. He's been sued. He's taken losses. He's been through divorces. He's been through bankruptcy. He's been through everything that you can imagine, folks. All right, everything. And that's why running for president was like brushing his shoulders off. All right, seriously. Running for president was like brushing his goddamn shoulders off, for heaven's sake. And the reason he had so much confidence, folks, is because he believes in himself. And I think that that's something that you people need to start trying to conjure up in yourselves. You need to conjure up the fact that you believe in yourself. That if you're going to do something, that you're going to do it right. And that you're going to believe you're going to do it right. And you're going to do whatever it takes to do it right. I mean, that's what it takes, folks. That's what it takes to be a success in life. Belief in yourself. Belief is a powerful tool. And if you don't believe in yourself, then you've already lost. And let me tell you, that's the problem with everybody who's protesting out here. That's the problem who's everybody who's against Trump. They don't believe in themselves. Because if they did, they wouldn't be conforming. They wouldn't be conforming. Oh, I have to be with this group? Okay, I want to be a hipster. No, I want to be a part of the LGBT. No, I want to be a part of Black Lives Matter. No, I want to be a social justice warrior. No, you see what I'm saying? They want to have something given to them, whether it's social acceptance, whether it's a trend, whether it's something that, you know, they can walk down the street and appease others. Like, hey, look, that's a pretty good jacket. I have one of those. It's not. I mean, that's literally what people are living for. And it's because of that attention whoredom. They have no belief in anything. They have no belief. And, you know, belief in oneself, confidence in oneself is not narcissism. Narcissism is pretty much engulfed the majority of millennials and young people today. And all you got to do is talk to them. I mean, talk to them about anything. Talk to them about the weather. Talk to them about sports. Talk to them about anything. And you know what they're going to do? They're going to come back and talk about them fucking selves. Excuse my son. I'm sorry I'm cursing, but it pisses me off. They go back to talking about themselves like we care. Like you could talk about yesterday. Like, hey, that was a great game yesterday. Dallas Cowboys, they pulled it off against the Pittsburgh Steelers yesterday. That was a hell of a game, huh? Old Dax and Ezekiel Elliott over there, man. Those are some badass young talent, huh? And you know what a millennial do? Yeah, you know, I remember when I played football. You know, when I played football, I was a really good runner. And, you know, I used to run really fast, and, you know, yeah, but, I mean, what do you think about Ezekiel Elliott? I mean, it's a serious business. What do you think about the Dallas game? I remember when I went to a Dallas game, and I remember that time I saw this guy. I'm not joking around. This is how millennials think, folks. I'm not joking around. This is how millennials think. This is how the freaking youth thinks. They're a bunch of self-absorbed, narcissistic, useless human beings. I hate to say it, but it's the goddamn truth. Talk to them about anything. Say, hey, how's the weather out there? Pretty hot day, isn't it? Yeah, you know, I remember it was a really hot day when I was swimming one time, and I got sunburned. It was really bad. And, you know, I still have a scar about it. Look, here it is. I'm not joking. This is how the millennials and goddamn youth talk. That's why they're all antisocial. That's why they don't want to talk to each other. I mean, truth be told, I think that's what's causing the antisocial behavior with our millennials and our young people. I mean, they're so narcissistic that they just want to talk about themselves. And when somebody else tries to talk about themselves in conversation, they don't like it, and they're like, you know, I don't like this person. You know, they don't want to listen to what I want to talk about. You know, they don't want to do what I want to do. They don't want to discuss what I want to discuss about me, I, me, my, me, I. You goddamn goddamn millennial freaking youth piece of crap! God damn it! Take your goddamn heads out of your narcissistic asses, for Christ's sake! God damn it! We've got a whole bunch of goddamn young people and a bunch of millennials out here that are a bunch of narcissistic losers, man. Give me the mic. Give me the mic. Give me the mic. They're a bunch of narcissistic losers, and they have no talent. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you want to know why people are going ballistic? These young kids are going into freaking movie theaters and schools shooting people up because they realize they're losers, all right? I'm serious. I mean, take a look at the makeup of the people that, and the kids, that go into these schools, that went into a shopping mall. Take a look at their makeup, okay? Everybody stroked their egos, their whole entire kid life. They're like, "Oh, you're so great. Oh my God, Billy. Oh, look at you. That was a great stick figure drawing, Billy. You're going to be Picasso one day, Billy. Oh my God, look at you. I know you're not playing football, but you're giving water to the football players, Billy. You're going to make state one day, Billy." All this crap, all right? Mom and dad, or mommy themselves, the school system, they stroke these stupid little narcissistic, egotistical, self-absorbed twats, all right? Then when they finally get into the frickin' real world and realize no one cares about their stupid lives, no one cares about their stupid mediocrity or below mediocrity, no one cares. And when they realize no one cares, because they've been so stroked their whole lives, they are so emotionally unbalanced because they've never felt that kind of rejection. Mommy and daddy and the school system and everybody was stroking the egos of these little stupid, useless, non-talent having, no skill set having pieces of trash. You know what I'm saying? They were just stroked their whole entire lives, and then finally when they become an adult, they're like, "Wait a minute, nobody likes me. I'm all alone. Me, my, I, me, I, my." That's all you hear. Take a look at the freaking notes and people that have done these shootings, these mass shootings. Listen to how many times they say the word I, my, me. These are freaking narcissistic, egotistical maniacs. And look, I don't mind if you're a little narcissistic. Just have some skill, man. And this goes back to what I was talking about earlier in the broadcast with Conor McGregor. That's a man that not only can seem a little narcissistic, but he believes in himself. And why does he believe in himself? Because he works hard at what he does. All right? He makes things happen. You know? He's not going to sit here and take defeat. He will not accept defeat. So what is he going to do? He's going to make sure that he is at the tip-top shape of whatever necessary for him to fulfill whatever obstacle in his way for him to be successful. As I stated, and then we'll get to Radio Graffiti here. As I stated, if you listen to the last sentence that Conor McGregor tells Joe Rogan after the Alvarez fight this past weekend, he says, "Look at this, Joe. Look at this. I dreamt this into reality. I dreamt this into reality." That's a very, very impactful statement, folks, because as I stated, you can do the same goddamn thing. You can dream things into reality, but you have to work on yourself. You have to look at yourself in the mirror. I know many of you folks may not like looking at yourself in the mirror, but you need to, and you need to talk to yourself because nobody's going to talk to you. All right? Nobody's going to talk to you. And let me tell you, when you look at yourself in the mirror, you're looking at your anti-self. Let me put it to you like this. You're looking at the God of reflection, meaning, like let's say you got a cookie cutter of like a gingerbread man. All right? You roll the dough out, you put the gingerbread man cookie cutter on the dough, and then you take out the gingerbread man cutout. Well, what's left over, that space, that gingerbread space, that's the reflection. Every time you look in the mirror, you're looking at what you're made of. You get it? And you need to talk to yourself and realize, who am I? What am I going to do with my life? What kind of a person am I? What kind of a person do I want to be? What kind of people do I want to hang around? What is my moral belief system? What is my thought process? Who am I? I'm serious, folks. And then once you start realizing who you are, once you start realizing what kind of belief system you have, moral system, once you start realizing how important things are to you, that's when you can start fashioning your life so that you can take control of it. Because by God, I believe in each and every one of you. The only people that don't is you. I'm serious. I believe in you, but the only reason you're still there And the only reason you're in the precarious situation or impoverished situation or bad situation that you're in is because of you. You can make things happen. You just got to believe that you can. And if you don't, then enjoy misery, because you're going to live a long time in it. Anyway, folks, let's go ahead and get to everybody's favorite part of the broadcast, all right? All right, I'm talking about radio graffiti. That's right, folks. Radio graffiti, a part of the broadcast where the spectators become a part of the spectacle. All you've got to do is give me a call right now at 425-390-6146. And when I call on your area code or on, well, you don't have Skype anymore, so when I call on your area code, you've got exactly 3 to 4 seconds to say whatever it is that's on your mind. That's why we call this radio graffiti. All right? Anyway, folks, do we have any callers, engineer? All right, well, let's go ahead and get to some radio graffiti callers right now. Anyway, folks, what do we got here? Let's go ahead and get to some callers here, see what we got. How about anonymous radio graffiti? Okay, great. Helen Keller deaf mute right off the top. All right, how about anonymous radio graffiti? Crazy radio graffiti. I had Mask Pony here in a diaper. Do you want to go ahead and take off your diaper, Mask Pony?
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
You know how people are incontinent?
Man, you sick son of a bitch. That's sick! That's sick crap! What the hell kind of sick crap is that, man? Man, I'm telling you, you goddamn trolls get sicker and sicker and sicker, man. Jesus Christ, man. And I know that music too, ass cracks, all right? I know where that sick ass crap comes from. That's gross. You're sick. You're sick. Give me the mic. Give me the goddamn mic, for heaven's sake, man. I'm telling you, man, you guys are sick puppies, man. Use your freaking heads examined, all of you, seriously. I mean, I'd like to, have an examination of your frontal cortex, because I think there's some freaking tumor going on, and at least a good half of you sons of bitches. Jesus Christ. Or calcified pineal gland or something. Jesus Christ. How about 267 radio graffiti? Jesus Christ. Here we go again. Helen Keller deaf mutes. How about anonymous radio graffiti? I mean, what is this? I mean, does nobody want to do radio graffiti? Huh? Does nobody want to do radio graffiti? I mean, should I sing some carols or something? Should I sing some songs? Huh? So is that what I should do? I mean, nobody wants to. I mean, give me a break. I mean, what the hell? I'm taking calls. Why don't you say something, you stupid piece of crap? Anonymous radio goddamn graffiti. Yeah, all right, great. Yeah, okay, we get it. It's the Nut Shack. Real funny idiots. Anonymous radio graffiti. Hey, shut that off, you stupid moron. Jesus Christ. How about 831 radio graffiti?
So I'm glad you called on me before it ensues into chaos. But I actually wanted to talk on what you kind of said near the end. Yeah, I was talking to some. I'm 23, so this guy was like roughly around my age, and I was talking to him about like actual like the discrimination and like the history of feminism. And like I got halfway in, and he's like shut me down. He's like, "Oh, this is a little over my head." Anyway, I was over at the feminist booth at school getting all these phone numbers, and he just got back to talking to himself. It was like an hour with this guy, and it kept going back to that. So yeah, totally. That is a thing, and I am a millennial, and unfortunately, yeah, that is something that a lot of us do. So, yeah.
No, you're absolutely correct, and I'm glad that you actually admit it, sir. I'm getting tired of these millennials as well. They're a bunch of narcissistic losers, man. It'd be a different story if we found a young kid that's like narcissistic but had some skills and, I don't know, was making money or was a protege or was Doogie Howser or something. Something. These kids are losers, man, on top of which they're man-children. Look, I don't want to get into it, man. Jesus Christ. Everybody knows my freaking view on this. How about Anonymous, Radio Graffiti?
Night Prowler, Radio Graffiti.
Yes! 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 I freaking love having some goddamn butt plugs
Up my ass.
Woo! You goddamn son of a bitch! Stop doing that crap! Stop doing that crap! Damn it! Man, let me. Jesus, you guys are pushing my goddamn buttons, man. It's bad enough I got these goddamn liberals out here pushing my buttons. Now I got you, huh? Now I got you doing this crap, you sorry sack of garbage. Look, fuck, give me the mic. Give me the mic. Give me the mic. First of all, I never said that. These people are splicing my voice, folks, okay? They're splicing my voice into this sick, disgusting garbage. And look, this is what Radio Graffiti has turned out to be. And, you know, I don't get it. Why is it? Why do you all try to, like, besmirch me? You kid around about me dead. Yeah, I mean, well, why? Why? Why do I even try? Good God, man. Freaking carpet munching Monday. Anonymous, Radio Graffiti. Dark Sword, Radio Graffiti.
All good things come from Africa. Even the West Nile virus. All good things come from Africa. Clitorectomy, girls. All good things come from Africa.
You know, there you go with this racist music, for Christ's sake. Jesus Christ. Look, I want to let everybody know I am not a racist. I am a melting pot of friendship, for Christ's sake. I don't know how many times I got to say this across the internets, all right? I am a melting pot of friendship. I happen to have a whole bunch of friends that happen to be black. I happen to have a whole bunch of friends that happen to be Hispandex. I happen to have a whole bunch of friends that happen to be WAP, Kraut, Muck Shovelin Mick, Limey, Frog, Camel Jockey, Oriental, Kangaroo Banger. I mean, I'm a melting pot of friendship. For you assholes to sit here and say that I'm some kind of a goddamn racist is a false indictment, and anybody who knows me knows it. Jesus Christ. Anonymous, Radio Graffiti. Scarlet Moon, Radio Graffiti.
Adolf Ghostler.
White power, white power, white power, white power. Go white, go white, go white, go white right now.
Now, shut up, all right? Jesus Christ, shut up. I just finished saying I was a melting pot of friendship, asshole, and there you got to go pull this crap. Good God. Who else do we have here? How about 818 Radio Graffiti?
Hey, Ghost, this is the California caller from earlier. I just wanted to say thank you for having me on the show, and I'd like to give a shout-out, if you don't mind.
Go ahead.
Well, all right, I'd like to give a shout-out to you, the engineer, the Capitalist Army, and a couple of friends of mine, Willie and Strumpet.
All right, man. Well, it's good to hear from you. Thank you once again for taking part, and hope you keep listening, man. Who else do we got here? Anonymous, Radio Graffiti.
It's
your bitch and nigger and just let things be. You're messing up big time, take it from me. Quit your bitch and nigger or you'll get your due. Cause the Ku Klux Klan will come a-calling on you.
No, get that racist crap out of here. Where do you trolls find this racist crap? I'm saying, where the hell do you trolls find this racist horse crap? Good God, who else do we have here, for heaven's sake? Man, I'm telling you, what a bunch of milky liquors we got going on over here. How about anonymous radio graffiti?
And raising all hell and niggers, that ain't enough. We're all getting mighty fed up with you and all of your civil rights stuff. Don't you love this country? Either you do or you don't.
Man, look, I am enough of the damn racist crap. Seriously, enough of the shit-kicking racist music, man. Good God, how about anonymous radio graffiti?
Now listen closely. Here's a little lesson in trickery. Live the story down in history. If you want to be a villain number one, you have to chase a superhero on the run.
All right, get him off, for Christ's sake. Good God, man, what's going on here, for heaven's sake, man? What's going on here? How about anonymous radio graffiti? Yeah, you're taking too long, you stupid milky liquor. How about 919 radio graffiti?
And all you assholes that say that I'm racist, hey, it's the truth. That's right, folks.
Hey, I never said that. That's a splice. I never said that. I can't believe you idiots take the time to do this garbage. I just can't believe it, man. I can't believe you put this much energy into this crap. 646 radio graffiti. What the hell kind of sick ass crap did I? What the hell was that crap? Man, that just sounded disgusting, man. You people are freaks. Anonymous radio graffiti. Prankster Pinkie Pie radio graffiti. Hey, I'm horny for Prankster Pinkie Pie's penis. This is an art piece.
Oh, you touched my tra-la-la.
Man, you need to take about 10 steps away from my freaking butt crack with that crap, bro. All right, seriously. I mean, give me a freaking break with these fruit bowls. Jesus. I mean, good Lord, man. What the hell? What the hell? Anonymous radio graffiti. Get that crap. Was that the national anthem sang? Hillary, Hillary. Are you shitting? God damn it. She's a Satanist. She committed treason. God damn it. I'm telling you, you sorry sacks of crap are turning this into a goddamn carpet munching Monday. You're turning this son of a bitch into a carpet munching Monday. I really don't appreciate it whatsoever. I don't appreciate it, boy. Good God, man. Jesus Christ, man. Good God. And hold on just a second. Give me the mic. Give me the mic. Give me look, in the midst of being trolled by a bunch of troll terrorists at Cyber Vermin, we've got some breaking news here, folks. Our friend over there at 0 Hour, who's retweeted us many times, who's has us on follow whenever he's not banned, he has now tweeted, folks, what looks like Bill Clinton, buck naked, being massaged by some blonde, big-titted bimbo at some what looks like a hotel somewhere. So let's go ahead and retweet that, folks. If you and look, I don't think that doesn't look Photoshop, but once again, it's a peripheral view. It's a profile view. You can just look at it for yourself, folks. I'm serious. All right. I don't know. I can't confirm or deny if this is Bill Clinton, but it sure as hell does look like Bill Clinton, buck naked right now. Look at this. Look at it. That looks like him. It looks like literally she's putting a finger where the sun don't shine and getting his look, never mind. Looks like this woman is giving her a prostate massage with about a few fingers. That's all I'm saying, all right? Anyway, let's move on, folks. I mean, good God. You see, this is what you wanted back in the White House, huh, Hillary supporters? Huh? Is this what you wanted back in the damn White House? Huh? That looks like respecting women, doesn't it? Look at it. There it is. Look. If you're not looking at it, go to my Twitter account right now at PoliticsGhost, all right? PoliticsGhost, all one word, no underscores. There's Bill Clinton. What looks like Bill Clinton getting, it looks like he's getting a prostate massage from some blonde bimbo in a hotel, and it looks like he's watching TV. He's got a remote in his hand as well. What the hell is that? A multitasker over here, Bill Clinton. You know what I'm saying? A multitasker over here. Oh my God. Oh, and great, I got somebody claiming to be DHS claiming, be careful what you post. We're watching you. Yeah, you know what? Suck it, all right? Suck it. We're about to take control of the goddamn federal government here in about 2 months anyway, so sit there and shut your mouth, all right? You'll be lucky if you don't. You know what? Let me tell you something. When Trump comes into power, that son of a bitch that came up to me at the taco bar in Austin, Texas, and double-dipped my damn chip, let me tell you something. Now I'm important, boy. Now I'm important. I'm an important factor to the Trump campaign and the Trump administration. I'm going to make sure that Donald Trump, all right, how did Tony Montana say it? Dress warm, you son of a bitch. I'm going to make sure that your ass is doing some kind of work in Alaska. All right? I'm going to make you work being somebody that works at the bridge to nowhere, you son of a bitch.
Fios is not cable. We're wired differently, which means you can get the fastest internet available with equal upload and download speeds from 50 to 500 megs. So you can upload 200 photos before your favorite song is finished. Click the ad and switch to Fios today to get our best offer ever.
That isn't just the sound of the all-new 2016 Mercedes-Benz GLC being put through its paces. It's the sound of innovation. The innovation behind one of the most advanced SUVs on the road today. With multiple driving modes, a suite of intelligent drive systems, and a technology-filled cabin that sets new standards in modern luxury. This is what innovation sounds like. Now, discover what it feels like in a 2016 Mercedes-Benz GLC.
Some equipment described as optional.
Anyway, my apologies, folks, all right? Anyway, let's go ahead and move on. People are laughing about the Bill Clinton pick. I don't blame you. It's pretty unbelievable. I'll tell you that right now. And Bill Clinton, somebody tweet that to Hillary, please. Somebody tweet that to Hillary so that she can be like, oh, okay, well, Humma, come back here, please. All right? Go ahead. Cunnilingus. Anyway, I'm sorry, folks. I'm sorry. Anyway, let's get back to Radio Graffiti. We only got a little bit of time left. How about 309 Radio Graffiti?
Hey, Ghost, how you doing? It's Jimmy.
Hey, what's going on, Jimmy Capitalist, man? How you doing today?
I'm not doing too bad, man. I'm just writing my Christmas list to Santa Claus here. I'm just wondering what you're getting for Christmas, man.
No, man, I don't ever get anything for Christmas. Although I can't admit, though, one of the Inner Circle members is giving me an awesome gift. He doesn't have to do this. He's doing it out of the kindness of his heart. I'm not necessarily saying what it is, but I have to say I'm floored. I'm floored by it. But other than that, I never get anything for Christmas.
Well, man, if you set up a P.O. box, I might send you, a little bit of a personal gift. Wink, wink, if you fancy it.
A personal gift? No, I don't like how that sounds. I mean, this is involved like bodily fluids or something.
Well, I was talking to you the other night about something made out of rubber, and you mentioned bodily fluids. You might like the sound of that if I send you something in the P.O. box.
No, Jimmy, don't, no. And you know what, Jimmy? Why are you doing this? Is it because you might? I mean, can I say what happened with you, and the situation you may be in, Jimmy?
We'll wait another week and I'll let that out.
All right. Well, hey, thanks a lot. I don't know about your bodily fluids, Jimmy. From what I understand, they're quite fertile. All right. So, keep that away from me. All right. Thank you for calling, Jimmy. Once again, Jimmy Capitalist, member of the Capitalist Army Inner Circle. A little bit kooky today. Maybe we'll wait a week and hopefully we can say what the Inner Circle knows about Jimmy's situation. Anyway, let's get back to Radio Graffiti calls, folks. How about 832 Radio Graffiti?
Hello, Ghost. This is Dermot the Gay Bark here, and I was wondering if you want to roleplay as two masked ponies with me. You see, we would both be wearing diapers, and I would lie on my back. Then you would take my diapers off and make my asshole clean. Finally.
Shut up! Shut up! Shut up, you gay-ass frog! Shut up! Sick, twisted prick. Anonymous Radio Graffiti. Oh, Jesus Christ! You could have turned that down a little bit. You probably ear raped a couple of people. 651 Radio Graffiti. Okay, what was that? Was that the new Horny the Clown or something? What the hell was that? Jesus Christ. How about 210 Radio Graffiti?
Hey, Ghost, it's Frosty. I'm just glad to hear you. I'm glad to be back in the States and super excited to see that Trump's in office. But
yeah, as a matter of fact, I knew you were on vacation, and sorry to hear about what happened. But hey, Trump's in office. It's a new day. What were you going to say? Go ahead.
Oh, no, it's fine. I do have an interview set up for me on Thursday, so no spilt milk, honestly. It's all good.
Do you mind if I say what happened to you over the air here?
Yeah, no, that's perfectly fine.
Well, let me explain what happened to Frosty. She went on vacation, and she went on a cruise, and her job, apparently, not only did they lay her off on her vacation, but they basically told her over the voicemail, which is one of the most rowdiest things I've ever heard in my life. So, once, Frosty comes back after, was it a decent vacation? Was it a good vacation, Frosty?
Oh, yeah, it was great. We at least bought probably 5 to 6 bottles of liquor, and we went to Cozumel, Jamaica, and Grand Cayman. It was amazing.
Well, that's good. After coming back from a bomb-ass vacation, she comes home, here's the voicemail, and she's laid off. I mean, that's just horrible. That's just disgusting. And but it's good to see that you're not just waiting around hoping things happen, and you're making things happen like a capitalist does. And I commend you for it. You're not just sitting around.
Oh, no, definitely. I just got to keep, if I want to keep the lifestyle I have, I need to just keep working, just keep at it. And that's what I intend to do.
I hear you. You want to give some shout-outs, Frosty?
Oh, yeah. Shout-outs to you, shout-outs to the engineer, and shout-outs to everybody in the Capitalist Army.
Hey, thank you very much, Frosty, and good luck to you. And let me tell you, I think that you're going to get yourself a gig, no problem, probably better than the one that you had last time. And keep capitalizing, all right? Keep capitalizing. How about Anonymous Radio Graffiti?
We got J-Man Capitalist and Benito Gostini. Long live Donald Trump. And long live the ideas that man said in the Communist Manifesto. The workers of the world unite.
Son of a bitch. Tommy, you son of a bitch! God damn it, man. I'm telling you, you know, you idiots, that's all you like doing, don't you? You just like turning things into a carpet-munching Monday. You like turning things upside down. I mean, that's what you like to do in life, don't you? Don't you? You son of a bitch. Give me the mic. Give me the mic. Man, you know what? I'm gonna take a couple more callers here, and then I'm getting the hell out of here. Seriously. I mean, come on, man. Come on! Jesus Christ. How about 614 Radio Goddamn Graffiti?
If anyone needs a date, head outside the immigration office after January and offer people green cards. Just don't put a bean in her burrito oven. Oh, my.
Oh, man. What are you talking about? That's horrible. That's horrible, tough guy. I didn't know you were a racist, for Christ's sake. I didn't realize Tough Guy was racist. Good God, man. Jesus Christ. Who else do we have? We got Anonymous, Radio Graffiti. Willie Atkins, Radio Graffiti. I don't get it. What the hell was that supposed to be? What in the hell was that supposed to be? How about 213 Radio Graffiti?
White man. There's no need to feel down, I said. White man. Pick yourself off the ground, I said. White man. 'Cause at least you're not brown. There's no need to be happy, white man. You should wear this white robe, I said. White man. There's a
all right, yeah. We get it, Moon Man. I've had about enough of this crap, all right? Seriously. I've had about enough. You idiots turn this into a carpet-munching Monday. Go screw yourselves, all right? If you're laughing, if you're feeling funny in the pants, go shove it up your ass. Jesus Christ. Look, I'm going to come back tomorrow, all right, for a Taco Tuesday. Hopefully everything will be a little bit better. All right, blogtalkradio.com/ghost is the official website. And, of course, if you have not done so, follow me on Twitter, folks. The Twitter name to follow is PoliticsGhost. All one word, no underscores, folks. PoliticsGhost is the name to follow. Once again, folks, I will be here tomorrow for Taco Tuesday. I hope that you're here. We're here every Monday through Friday, 4 p.m. Central Standard Time, live, blogtalkradio.com/ghost. Long live the capitalist army, and death to feminism, death to socialism, death to communism, and death to totalitarianism.